there's about 2 second delay. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Disney Dungeons and Dragons. I am your Dungeon Master, August Schmidt. With me are the Lost Ones, our Wednesday group of this campaign. We do not own any of these properties. Please don't sue. This is all for fun in a Disney 5th edition based game.
So if Disney does message.
Last we saw the Lost Ones, crazy stuff happened in Germany. Germany being a kingdom to the southwest in terms of Designyan geography. Down in the depths of this laboratory, all of you followed one Dr. Facilier in trying to track down a sorcerer by the name of Hans. In finding him, you not only found him, but the summoning circle and the dark magic and necromantic energy he was bringing forth. Through a lot of your, honestly, a great group effort in stopping what could have been disastrous, you guys were able to stop the summoning circle, break it, keeping also a lot of those souls out of harm's way. All really.
I was like,
but while Mordu the bear was able to take back his flesh form, Sean, you did not. They left, and keeping successfully on that nat 20, from Facilier leaving, you were all able to break him down slowly, keeping him held through magic until he was completely and fully restrained.
I didn't catch that Hans was a sorcerer at first and thought we were going to use it with some Victor Frankenstein nonsense. Stitching
as you all...
Also, I almost died.
Again.
Oh, yeah. Marlene, you were brought down. You saw your, soul leaving, again, being gripped by your patron, Davy Jones. But magic was able to bring you back just in the nick of time. All of you, again, coming out of this laboratory with Facilier now in simple burlap cloth, again, restrained completely, still knocked unconscious. Having taken his possessions, Nick, you now have that suit. I think Barbosa was technically the last one holding the cane, but of course the cane not being a magical item.
It's a nice cane.
It's a nice cane.
It's ours.
Making it back to the launch pad to the Meridian, your ship, you were able to come aboard while immediately, though, being accosted by Agatha, the Enchantress. Pleading, of course, on the inside checks that this was really Agatha, taking this ring of death that Facilier had in possession. And the last thing that really happened for you, Phoebus, Agatha had very bluntly and quite rudely asked for your spells and spell books, demanding you cease practice of this witchcraft, as it is something she says that is only for witches in her coven, those that are deemed worthy, that while you can be magical, not of this accord. But through your willingness to, your loyalty and willingness to cooperate, the decision has been put then instead to your now quote-unquote mentor or master for Belle to decide, which we might get to. A lot of stuff has happened.
We actually have a guest star from another country.
Huge, from Utah. The ground shakes. But yes, while you all have this, getting on, the unfortunate thing that you have all realized, today is now the 12th day of McCannon, meaning you have lost almost over a month's time. This was something that unfortunately happened due to the breaking of this chronomantic summoning circle. And I will actually give you... so yes, Agatha has just left. You see, again, she has already sent off the ring. She has, not taken any of your scrolls, Phoebus. And for all of you, you still have Facilier. But again, in that brief moment of just explaining that she has to get back to Arthur, has said, I'll see you in Magencia, and vanished, leaving you all on the deck of the Meridian.
Sweet.
She said it all very meanly.
I know my plan.
Very mean.
I'm going to head to the helm,
Okay.
and I'm going to issue 2 commands. Those being, buddies, search the ship for Jack's belongings and place them on the deck.
Okay.
And then second, lock this man, as I point at Facilier, one Facilier, in the brig and set a
Don't do that yet.
Okay.
We're gonna.
I gotta cast Dispel Magic on the fool in case he got anything.
Prepare once Mike commands that he should be locked in the brig and set under a 5-man watch for 24 hours every day until it is ordered otherwise by Phoebus.
I will give you this just because you've done such great work. You might want to command them, of course, for a mage imprisonment. Something that, again, like specific manacles that would, like, it spreads.
Yes.
It's not, like, cruel, but it spreads your fingers. It's a gentle gag over the mouth. Because, again, no verbal or somatic, so they could move around, but there's no way that but the Dispel Magic is smart, though, Mike. I will give you that. Just in case if he had, like, a triggered glyph somewhere.
We saw he's covered in tattoos.
Yes, he
and
is.
we don't know if any of those are magically inclined, so
Smart.
I was just like, nah.
Pat the man down.
Nah.
Okay, we'll take the mage's trap flavor, if you will.
Cool.
Would you like to know whether
Would you like to know? So yes, I will say you can definitely do a Dispel Magic. You can cast it on person. Any spell 3rd level will end. For anything higher, though, you will use an ability check. I will let you know, upon using Dispel Magic, nothing on his body was a 4th level or higher. It is something that you feel a magic does dissipate. You're not entirely sure what it would have been like have the identified, but there was a spell that is now gone on his person. Let me make note of that. And yes,
No hidden tooth spell component.
What time of day is it?
Right now it is early morning, so about 9 a.m., which is why also was that alarming. Like, we wwent down in the evening. Why is the sun already back?
Now, if I might propose, I believe we should enter the captain's cabin and chart out our next course.
Well,
Captain says.
Let it be so. As soon as have you completed what you are doing?
yeah, dispelled. Apparently, he had some kind of spell on him, so
But it's
that's
gone.
good. It's
So we
gone.
can't use that.
Perfect.
We should definitely go to Arthur to get this guy out of our hair.
Might I recommend we look at your map while doing so, maybe check out things? Is this a script canister activating?
That was actually a message to the group chat.
Yes.
Group chat?
Got it! Well, let's take this discussion to where we have the maps, and then we will set our heading and press on.
Well, I must say, if we actually get this done to the king, he won't break his promise, right? He can get us everything that we want to get.
But I do
Everything
have
that was
a fear.
agreed.
We didn't bring...
Terry speaks up, and I'll get a cut?
Oh, yes,
Oh,
of course.
absolutely.
Because, yeah, okay, cool,
You
cool.
are officially a member of this group.
I'm liking it.
And you
Welcome to the
sat around
family.
here for a month.
Yeah, it's been a while. I honestly... Listen, I probably shouldn't... We should leave soon. I have been having to steal a lot of food. Because I didn't feel comfortable eating your guys' stuff. I mean, like, I'm not going to raid another dude's fridge while I'm, like, crashing at their house, right? Like,
Well, we should
Understood.
leave, but from now on,
Everyone
yes,
has
I
a
go
line.
and grab the helm and I'm like, please get rid of any rotted or moldy food on this boat, please.
a quick, like, just basic, like, veg or, like, stuff. Most fruits are okay, again, like, you've got, like, stuff like apples or oranges that have more of a shelf life that are okay, as well as there's a ton of, like, grains and stuff. It's more like, it wouldn't be bad to stock up on more, like, simple fruit and veg, in a while, but, like, you're in no way, like, close to running out of
It was
food.
just like,
That is a smart, though, again, after a month, ooh, what's not good anymore.
what's not good?
And let us set us to Invisible and begin back to Magentia as we discuss our plans.
Cool.
that is smarter than me.
The ship, as you rise off into the sky, ropes coming back, cannons being battened down again for that slick, smooth ride. And you can all, again, if you would like, go to the captain's quarters where, like, the main big maps are to start discussing your plans.
Okay, well, from the way things are sounding, will be having to take on one of two foes to undo our mistake. That being either Mordu or Shanyu. My belief is that Shanyu would be a greater foe, since he still has access to undeath, not having a body.
Look, I'm
You
not
don't have to worry
opposed
about him.
to helping the world from these two great forces, but again, the contract only stated that we get rid of Facilier.
And
We
bring
didn't-
back the bottles.
We didn't fulfill
with
the
the
contract.
souls.
And so, knowing any government contract, they'll try to get you on for a second.
I would say that Shan Yu is definitely probably not the real threat because he actually didn't get a body. Because Mordu
Yes,
is like you, because he's like you were saying, body and undeath still has that. The other guy didn't even like actually form, so he's still kind of
He
just.
doesn't have to worry about maintaining his physical.
I don't think he can.
Exactly.
Because he's not strong.
Exactly.
What?
With his mind.
Sean, you didn't come out. It's only Mardu.
Oh wait.
He just didn't come out.
Didn't you describe as there being the spirit?
Shanyu was released,
He was
like from
released,
the
but,
bottle,
like
but he does not have his flesh and blood form.
I don't know how to kill the ghost. So let's just
Well,
focus on Mardu.
Well,
The easy to kill one first, then we'll figure out it along the way.
exactly. Which, for that, we'll most likely be heading to China. But while we're there, I have a couple of allies in that city. I'm gonna purposely avoid names or descriptors, knowing that there's a government of the law here.
Chat does suggest salt for ghosts. Salt.
That's just
But
suspicion.
in order to properly reaffirm these allies on our side, there's a couple of things we might need to find. But in order to get those things, we'll have to head to the Dark Forest. In
So
order to-
it is about, so just so you all know, it will be about a 3 days journey flying straight back to Magentia. That's also pending good weather, good conditions, like,
The trick dart should last most of that.
yeah.
So 3 days.
Smart. So, I need to find an old first mate of mine near the Dark Forest who is currently in possession of my piece of the 8.
And also, sorry, I should point out, the invisible servants did not bring anything up from below deck when you said for Jack's possessions. Anything Jack Sparrow has would be on his person right now. For better or for worse.
I'm just...
aside from his
if-
hammock.
If there's like
Yeah,
a,
it's
if there's like a word, a talking, and servant says, we found nothing, and we're at the temple, just gonna grip it tightly, like, Okay, but in order to find him, I'll need to get my piece of the 8, like Jack should his.
Jack's not here, actually. He's already gone below deck.
I'm
he
just
didn't-
saying that to the ethereal. Like, Jack also should probably reaffirm his 8, but that's also near the bayou, where I also know information that we can seek. If anybody
Mike.
does anybody have other ideas?
All of you see this again sitting around on in these captain's quarters. There's not like a big table here anymore, unfortunately. It's a little cramped with like right now currently 7 persons trying to all sit around this like very square rectangular or cornered rectangular table. There's the word I'm looking for. Mike, though, as you are all talking, you will see a scroll kind of like appear above you and fall down the table in front of you.
Oh, is that from your friend?
Scroll.
Your friend?
You open this.
Big guy, blue.
Yes,
pink
that
dots.
one. The one that he mentioned, right?
You open this. This is
Oh, not the blue guy picked up.
Oh,
not
no.
that guy.
I'm still trying to get in contact with him.
You see, this is a painting. What you see is the blonde-haired woman standing around with a variety of persons. You see a larger elephant-looking man. You see a woman who seems to be more in the back in like purplish armor leathers. A half-elf with pointed ears, grinning very broadly. Nick, you give me a history check because all of you can see this painting. It's that larger like
Yeah.
portrait.
And like I would probably recognize some of these people from the paintings.
Yes, most of these people seem to
Downstairs.
be from the paintings. You see then person new from the paintings, what seems to be like a knight with a sword and shield, riding atop a unicorn. You see a large alligator, but the alligator is holding a trumpet. There's a lot of things you see. This is just like, this is an ensemble picture piece is kind of what you're noticing first of all, Mike. Also, oh yes, there is another woman with black hair pulled, but yes, with longer now pointed ears. Not elf-like though. This doesn't seem to be elfish. There is then a woman that you've seen again with that very like curly red hair and her bow. Man next to her with kind of reddish hair. Phoebus, go ahead and make me a history check.
I got 13 for my history.
13. The half-elf looking dude in this like kind of vest, simple-ish ensemble seems familiar. You're not sure how though, Nick, because it's that the face looks familiar but like off. If you've ever seen like a picture where you're like, yo, is that like a doppelganger of someone I know? But I don't know anyone like that. Something like that. What'd you get, Phoebus?
Oh, you want me to roll history?
Yeah,
Oh,
you get a
sorry.
history.
I did not realize you asked me to do that.
You're good. Sorry, I should have
That is
made
a natural 20 with a total of 22.
Woo!
Hey yo, first 20 of the session.
You got a nat 20?
You like to see it? It's on the gemstone dice.
I know.
Sanctuary.
Here's what I will give you, Phoebus.
Lady Luck.
You weren't expecting that.
The man sitting next to the woman with red hair. You see this woman like curly red hair, cut more now on the sides. It's more like again top hair that comes down off to the side, but still like more half elfish features with that bow. Next to her is a man who looks scarily familiar. You know this because way back in your beginning of service, Phoebus, how long do you think you've been in service with the Sumani Guard?
With the Sumani Guard specifically,
Mhm.
definitely the 6 years that we've talked about, and
Yeah.
then probably another 5 or 6 on top of that, so 11 or 12 years.
11 or 12 years. Here's what's wild. You remember this because this was one of your first, like, big things that happened way back at the beginning of your career, let's say, is a bigger proclamation had gone out about a attempted coup in one of the northern nations of Fantalda. The reason you remember this, of course, is apparently a coup had tried to be performed by a visiting dignitary against some of the royals of this kingdom. Not much had happened, though. Like, apparently, the royals, again, using their magic and armies, were able to successfully avoid. But the reason that it got out, let alone, of course, in this era of peace, in the past century, bigger, like, coups like this just don't happen. Again, with the formation of Council Princess and with Mufasa and then Arthur's reign, a lot of these disputes, if people have these, go to them. It's well ordered and established. You don't have a lot more of, I'm going to go try to marry off someone and then murder their parents or that kind of vibe. But you remember as this person had not only attempted this, but a few months into their imprisonment had escaped. And so it was a much bigger thing of, hey, this once foreign dignitary has now escaped. Please be on the lookout for one Hans of the Southern Isles. That you knew this because, again, no one has seen this man in 10 years. On a natural 20 is the only reason I'm giving it to you. Chat, you cannot tell any of the other campaigns because this is pretty cool. One Hans of the Southern Isles was like the 10 years ago when you were brand new, everyone talked about this. It's every single person who was in any sort of military enforcement knew, look out for this dude. This is a horrible person who, like, we were cool. I thought we were cool. If you really want that kind of political power, like, you don't do it by trying to murder off the royal family and marrying into it, right? Like, that's not okay. So you get this, and this person is just in the photo next to these people.
Hans is with them.
Very much like emaciated, reddish hair, looks very like the last decade hasn't treated this person well, but you know unmistakably out of the photographs of what you saw. This was one of those first big things of, hey, let's batten down Sumani. We're not letting this person in.
Yeah.
How dare they? You remember this. I had to give it to you. And there's stuff you might still be able to get out of this photo with your 13 history. There's something there as well on a different person.
Different Hans than the one we just marked.
Different Hans than the one you just
I
marked.
still
Yes.
expect him to be
Perfect.
Victor Frankenstein.
That was the Hans
being
that I was
useless.
thinking you were talking about.
Oh, excuse
The
me. Yeah.
first time, yeah.
I
Fun
was like,
fact,
ah.
I may have done that on purpose for other campaigns because people go, ooh, where's Hans? Well,
Same.
Alright.
that's what
Same
you get,
here.
Phoebus. And only Phoebus
And only
knows
Phoebus.
this.
Yep. Yep.
There's more to the photo. That was just a
Okay.
crazy nat 20. Mike,
Would I recognize anyone from this?
Yeah, same here.
for
Another
you guys,
movie month.
They're fish.
you seem like brand new people to a lot of you. Nick, again, that
There's-
one half elf kind of seems familiar. Phoebus,
what
you
weapons
had
do they have?
Hmm?
What weapons do they have? Gender?
weapons. This seems to be like a male half elf, like more brownish hair, big, like cheese eating smile, and like some of the weapons, it seems like more rapier esque, and you're seeing like simple like leather satchel, not a lot of like heavy armor, as opposed to like the big leathers of this Loxodon elephant man who has like this intricate cloak and leather like workings, or even like Rapunzel, who Mike, you can explain that name, of like that blonde hair. A lot of them have the armor. He doesn't have a lot of armor, and maybe that's what catches you is again that he seems very just exposed, open dude in a vest and pants, and yet it's on the tip of your tongue, but something isn't clicking yet. Mike, there is a slight message.
Yay.
In all of this, and you see Rapunzel is shaking your hand, like you've been drawn into this photo of everyone meeting you, and there's a question mark above her head. At the bottom of the picture, there is this simple message written through painting, and I'll explain the painting in a second. Excited to meet you in person, question mark. Please take care of the ship, comma, and especially yourself, exclamation point. Love the painting, Rapunzel. And through this painting, it seems to have been written in directions for the galley with recipes. Where to find certain recipes from persons. And so you can now know where to find the good recipes and good stuff in the galley.
Hey.
I get the good stuff.
The good.
That's what
That's
you
the
find. This is your sending message back to that crib.
Yay.
Cool. Sam's having a field day over there.
It just clicked what you are doing.
August is like that.
I know.
You,
Did it?
it's gonna click eventually.
I'm glad Phoebus knows this.
Only Phoebus knows this.
Oh, I've got intricate campaign setup, gang. So this is what you get. Again, this is just like a quick message on the 12th day of McCannon that you guys get in this war room. Is there anything else? Again, you guys have a couple days in starting to look around. Is there anything else people want to do, though?
Off the top of my head, not much. I mean,
You know what? I want to do.
Take a long rest.
I want to make a quick investigation check around the boat to see if there's any like feathers that Launchpad shed.
All right. Go ahead, give me an investigation check.
You're a warlock.
Here's what I will also say. Yes,
Nat
everyone
20.
can take the benefits of a long rest while having this
You got a
downtime.
nat 20 to find
I got that 20 to find feathers.
Here's what I'll give you.
Session.
I love this group.
As you're looking through, Marlon,
Or anything that we left.
anything you left, you find by the cannon that you and Launchpad used a full set of aviator glasses. You think like maybe a spare of his, along with what could make a full toupee of feathers that he may have inadvertently molted in fear as you blew the cannon so long ago. Yeah, on a nat 20, it like probably fell off his head, and he just like pulls out the extra, not thinking. So yes, you have a pair of aviator glasses, and I'll say, yeah, about a pound's worth of feathers.
Yeah. Okay.
Something I would like to do, seeing this portrait, recognizing said person, I would like to also see if I can recognize, because I know who Rapunzel is, obviously. That's a very
Yes.
obvious one. But this, do I know who Merida is?
I will say on a nat 20, and a lot of you would know this as well. This is common knowledge for like even Nick, Barbosa, Mike, not as much unfortunately, but Marlon as well. In this portrait, seeing Rapunzel, obviously it's that like, oh, this is a very famous like pop cultural political figure right now of this lost princess that returned a couple years ago. Merida is one of those of the Council of Princess. She rules over Scotland. Currently has this reputation. Nick, you know this. In some circles, she's known as the Hydra Slayer, and you're not sure why. Again, there's a lot of rumors of like she once like killed a Hydra with her bare hands, or no. The princess sent her on a mission to slay like 3 Hydra at once. One of those like weird stories of the underground, because it's that like, can someone do that? Well, that sounds cool. Marlon Barbosa, hearing about even you guys know among pirates. The story, it's called The Witch of Dizania, is what, but for anyone else known as Meg, this like currently friend and consort with this party, dark person. Like in terms of like Warlock, both of your patrons have mentioned this person in passing of terms of like Warlock, like there's no such thing as like Warlock icons, because if you're a popular, well-known Warlock, you're not doing your job right, probably.
Yeah.
But in terms of that, it's like because this person used to serve dark powers. Like in a nutshell, your patrons would have both given you like a, yeah, we'll have a pretty good relationship, but we're gonna make sure it doesn't go too far because you can get evil. And this was this kind of person, this witch of Dizania.
Wait, could I make history with that to see like who her patron was?
Yes, you may.
Actually, could I join in that?
Yeah, so it'll be a separate check for both of you.
I'm gonna... Actually, this would definitely be secrets from the past, as there might be sailors' stories told
Can I
about
ask
her.
Jack the name of the half-elf?
All right, I will make a check for you for that.
Oh wait, that's history.
If I cast Enlarge Reduce on those glasses, would they just like shrink down to his size?
Or put a glyph of reduce on it, so they'll
And
always
how long
I
does that
have to
last?
continually keep reducing them?
No, wouldn't a
Yeah,
glyph?
Or like if I put
it's
a
a one
glyph of
action. It's a
reduce,
concentration. You cause a creature object.
or if I cast like a glyph of reduce on it.
I will say
Glyph of
this:
reduction.
I mean, that's something I'm working on it.
if you take the time over the 3 days of casting a constant reduce, I'd say it could reduce. It's not like the normal spell. Yes, it's like a minute concentration spell. But if you're taking the time to reduce this to, again, like, yeah, the 4th of its size in total dimensions, the weapon shrinking, yeah, I'd say so. So, Marlon, after these 3 days, you'll be able to get Marlin-sized aviator goggles.
Yes.
That's so cute.
That's adorable. I will say this, just because I think it'd be fun, this will give you an added minute of breathing outside of your tank if it ever were to crack, because you can store water in them that can then drain into your fins. Like a...
Well, on that, my Kuotoa feat just lets me breathe on land. Should I not have that and have the aviator thing, or...
Oh, right, because of the Kuto. I totally forgot that. Here's what we'll say. Maybe that's how we'll reflavor of on land, is you've got a water tank using goggles.
Okay, cool.
You know, when you're swimming and water gets in your... I think that's how we'll reflavor and
That's funny,
put
I like
into,
that.
like, how... Yeah, because then it's like,
Goes
if you're ever
fun.
out of your tank, it's
Like
not like
goes
the end of the world, because now you have, like, a little drip. Got the drip.
I got the drip.
The drip.
Let's go.
That is a 26.
26 and
Dirty 20.
dirty 20. While they're doing that, Nick, you've got 3 days. Is there anything you want to be doing also in this kind of like traveling back?
Ask Jack about the half-elf.
Right. And beyond that though, because yes, I have that. Was there anything else though? Just
I want to keep working on the board.
Gotcha. Yeah. So go ahead. Start giving me another set of those just raw intelligence checks.
We got 2 days. I can use lucky.
Yeah. You've got some days.
Oh my gosh. 13.
13.
How many did you want me to make?
Not 13. It's just one because again, it's like it'll be this couple days check.
Okay.
If it ever stretches into like weeks or months, then we'll have a couple because it's like, oh, you can keep trying.
Gotcha.
I've sent you what I'm doing.
Perfect. So, you guys know the reason she's known as the Witch of Dizania is in darker cults and theorem. This is a woman who made pacts with the devil of devils, he of all evil, the Lord of Death, Hades. She was, again, that dark cultist ideal of this worker of death, where people would see her appear and die. And it became this bigger thing because, again, currently she's working much more publicly with the Imagineers. But for the longest time, it was this much darker, like... I'm going to say this. It was the level of Black Spot. Where it's like, if you knew, like, the witch was sent for you, it meant Hades wanted your soul. And you had to settle your affairs fast. It was that really dark... Because, like, a Black Spot is like a, hey, pirates have put a hit on you. And in terms of the Brethren Court, that's
your
big, right?
is like, hey...
Right. Like, even Davy Jones, but it was this really scary just because of so much unknown surrounding the witch of the witch is coming for you. Hey, you've got 24 hours, settle your affairs. This is what your patrons have talked about because, again, it's in the explanation where you are not them. You act on their behalfs. It is a mutual partnership, really, of, like, to give you power, but to also help in the assistance of your patron of what they need. Is really what warlocks come down to. It differs so drastically where you have things like clerics and paladins who gods have either given complete devotion and power, or as a paladin they have pledged the oath of service. Warlocks have that very unique, like, it's a two-way street. And so again, to have someone who was willing to work with Hades so intimately and to be that name was just pretty freaky in the underworld for, like, warlocks. Nick, again, the name of the witch may have come up in, like, slight thing, but again, never on the payroll or pay grade you'd ever work with. Like,
Cool.
you're dealing with people like this, which actually will come to, with, again, you guys trying to learn about this, with Jack. In learning this person's name, fun fact, Jack has met this person exactly once in his life. And Jack is going to, in a nutshell, go... Yes, he's the half-elf one.
One more time, please.
He's not the half-elf, he's the half-elf.
He's
They have those two.
so his name is the race he is.
No. But he's the one that's the half-elf.
So you don't know his name.
Why would I know his name?
Fair point. Thank you very much.
fair enough. Fair enough.
Good for you, man. Where does Phoebus? Where do you spend most of your time?
Oh, right now, like whatever Esmeralda was doing, I don't know, but
Esmeralda actually has been doing. She is going into Lily's room most of the time and doing other studies in the journals there.
Phoebus
actually, I might-
he's not locked himself, but he shut himself in the captain's quarters.
In the captain's court. Every so often, Phoebus comes out. You see, he gets stuff like wool, maybe some like smaller like pins for sewing from like Mike Rapunzel's room, and yeah, that's about it.
Sometimes stops by the library, takes a whole book or stack of newspaper articles with him.
I'll just wave as you pass by. See ya, Blondie.
Well,
I will actually give this Phoebus as well. How many more spells can you learn leveling up?
So I get to learn 2 new ones for free, and I've already done those 2 every level up. And
I'm going to give 1 because you have a mentor.
Okay, so lose one of the ones I picked.
No. 1 for free.
Oh, 1 for free.
Because
a third
the
one.
beginning spells of these, like, hey, these are the spells that it's like in the starting to learn. Because you can start doing further study. There are other like books and spells.
And
but
also something else with the wizards, I can spend 8 hours and 50 gold for, or if there's already the expensive inks here on the ship, maybe then it would be free. but 8 hours copying someone's spell into my spellbook, and I could learn any number that I could that way.
Exactly. This is where that's how this is working. Of like being able to copy down. Here's a second, or excuse me, another first level spell. I think you can take.
Okay.
You shall get because I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Do you have Unseen Servant yet?
I don't anymore. I'll prepare something else.
You will be able to take Unseen Servant. Though. This was one that Bell has used multiple times. The notes are very like precise in what you would need, what you would have, and so this is a free spell you get by having a actual mentor.
Perfect.
I
will gladly take it.
Are there any like crossbows or just bows on the ship?
I will make a check because this is a well-stocked ship. Yes, there is.
Are there any guns on the ship? What am I doing?
Firearms.
Take it from me, laddie.
Gun?
Fun
Take
fact,
it from me, laddie.
there
A gun's
are
the way to
no
go.
firearms though. The only explosive are cannons currently, but there is
I mean,
a little.
Could you
Take a
carry?
cannon.
Reduce a cannon. It'll and then
Mike's just, I'm
drop
not
it
doing
when
this.
the cannon is shot.
that's another thing Nick's doing is he's practicing. Is it crossbow or bow?
Crossbow.
Cool. He's practicing crossbow stuff.
I, as Marlin, I'm gonna go over to Terry and just, talk to him. Once you get your cut, what next? Well, what's next for your plan, Terry?
Well, if I'm being honest, not totally sure. You guys are pretty cool. I've been in guilds like of the Thief Guild that really didn't rub me the right way. So honestly, and it sounds like you guys might have more work. It's not like, hey, if you're working for a company and I don't know, you guys are saying. I will say though, is that and this time he's just gonna like you and him. You guys keep saying like the words like Mordu. Are we talking like that creepy bear that like ate people like back in the day?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was a myth.
Well, apparently myths can become reality.
Oh gosh. Okay. Well, let me think. I'm feeling though maybe strong. Maybe I think that'd be fun to work with you guys. More
But
dues a
never-
lot. More dues a lot.
You can choose whatever path you want, but never believe that you're not part of this crew. This spot
Yeah.
in the Lost Ones will always and forever be yours.
Hey, Marlon.
Thanks.
This guy fully tried to kill me.
No. I was trying to knock you down, take you in, and get the reward to get in the competition.
That was
Did you
just
guys?
for you. That was
Hold
just
on,
for
wait,
you.
wait, hold on.
This is just kind of a.
My memory's a little fuzzy. You guys did, you were kind of holding me as bait the entire time. Did you guys ever like pay to get in that competition?
Did
Sometimes paying is for scrubs.
take it from the thief. We know
Well-
how to purpose.
Not paying. Yeah, like I mean, to normal businesses, for the Thieves Guild, we probably have contracts on our heads now.
Let's take those platinum
I mean,
pieces. that
Nick, no
Vasily
checking
had
it.
and just
It's
drop them
that
off
that
real
will
quick.
click for you too.
No, here's my
not
thought.
paying in a Thieves Guild
We
competition.
steep-
That's
we
an
reverse
instant
steep.
like, all right, well here's a mark to get that back.
Right. First of all, I'm already wanted, and second of all,
No one paid.
Nick,
buddy.
here's my proposal.
Buddy, you're not gonna.
We perform a reverse heist.
Well, I think a part of this Lost Ones crew now, so obviously I've got a contract. So yeah, I'm not gonna go telling people.
Okay. I just considering your track record of the past of trying to kill me, I thought that.
But
could
I
be a
do think we
possibility.
should take one of the platinum
No.
pieces from Facilier and just drop it off.
we perform a reverse heist.
A reverse.
It's
I don't
too
think
late.
it'll
for
So
have
that.
like
enough money.
sneak back to Thebes and pay our debts. Honestly, I'm just okay. Fun fact: Terry is a little mathematically inclined.
Oh, hey.
Terry's gonna crunch the numbers of how bad would it be that we snuck into the competition without paying, one, took the ship without paying, and like all of that because there's more than just like, oh, not paying like a 5 gold entry fee is one thing. Winning, taking the ship and still not paying and like running off and not being found for a month looks worse. Here we go. Yeah. It's like, oh, we probably got a good 95 gold credit for each of us. Like, we're probably high priority targets.
A high priority.
Is my bounty higher than Barbossa's?
Well,
I still have the old ones on my head.
Well,
Those are
if
going
you already had
away.
contracts, these are probably what was raised to a group per head price. It's interesting if you're working with like reverse guilds. Again, people try to form thieves guilds all the time that aren't the thief guild. So it's more like we each have a like base sum for us. I guess if we start doing like really bad stuff against the guild, which again highly advise against. I think if we just take a bit of the money and try to pay this off somehow, that'd be fine.
I'm also sure that King Arthur can pardon our crimes.
Not for a crime guild, though.
So we don't mention it when we.
I was gonna say, like, yeah, my normal crimes. I'm sorry, if this is like for the king, I'm down to get a clean record. But no, the thief guild, we're gonna have to pay. Or I'm estimating about every week there's gonna be another 5 gold added.
Well, let's ready to
Okay.
Let's keep going.
So I'm just gonna look at the map too. I guess we're heading north then.
Well,
Cause
still on the track to Magency. This is just Terry's like putting a brief plug of it.
I mean,
Hey, we
could
probably
give the
totally.
ship back.
Huh?
We could give the ship back to the.
I mean,
no.
I'm just.
You know what the spirit of the ship would say.
I'd say Terry would even be like, "Oh, I don't like my room. This is kind of a
That
cool-
invisible goddess tried to kill me.
I was put in charge of taking care of this ship by my friend Rapunzel. So
All right. I was just joshing that.
But
Yes, for the message for chat for everyone. Yeah, fun fact: there was never a pay. It was let's pay. Well, let's just go, and then like we'll pay after, and then you guys just kind of took the ship and left.
People were having me pay, and I actively avoided paying.
Nick was like, I'm not
He
dropping
was
all
the
this
only
money.
one who had money
And
because he spent all
all
of
the
our
money, yeah.
for himself.
so if we're
Exactly.
heading north,
Currently
Right
still on track to
You're
Magency.
Exactly.
making it
I'm
sound
talking-
like we didn't agree to it.
I'm talking future tense. So pretty much, I was also gonna. So with the Golden getting information than China, we
I
could
don't know
go
why y'all are
north,
so poor.
past Neverland, Duckburg to the Dark Forest and Bayou, or
That's
south. Sumani's maybe hitting Sumani.
After you get to
City from
Magencia,
far.
Magencia
Goodbye.
again has that just geographical advantage of being centralized in this continent. It's something nice. So like, yeah, you could go any which way, honestly, from Magencia.
We'll figure it out then.
Yeah.
I'm talking curvatures. Which would it be better? Would it be better to?
We don't know yet.
Oh wait, we
No,
already
no.
do. We have to drop by Thebes and sell our debts. So we'll be
Anyways.
heading by Duckburg.
Do we
and
have
I
the
do
money to
have
settle
some
the new
things
debts,
to
though?
do
Hmm?
on
Oh, I'm
the
not
boat.
here.
Exactly. We'll get there.
Yes.
Yeah, you.
I'm gonna enlist
I forgot what
Phoebus.
Okay.
I'm gonna come up, or while you're
Mike knocks on the
studying,
captain's
I, like,
door.
knock on the door.
Yes.
Hi. I
Just pure
may
candlelight inside.
I may need some assistance in talking to Facilier.
An interrogation?
Yes, of sorts.
Ooh.
Give me an hour.
Okay.
If you're going to
I
interrogate,
feel like if you need
Quickly
help with
shaving,
interrogation,
washing up, like,
you
okay,
need
look
a
at-
he's
Like
like
Yeah,
a
I
scrub.
get free abilities to
Dirty
intimidate
shirt,
people
like-
whenever I
Hey,
want.
Mike,
It's like he hasn't slept
I can
in the
intimidate.
entire 2 days.
Mike,
Bring the
Right?
skeleton.
Having-
Bring Davy Jones's son
No.
to this.
Here's what I was saying, Mike. Having been to college, Phoebus looks like he's just been cramming for finals all this first day and a half of the journey. He's not looking great, but like I will say here,
Bring Marlon.
in an hour.
Grab it. Anyone but the soldier.
Just cast.
No offense, Sam.
We are going to go below decks. You guys see, again, it's easy enough. You can draw a curtain. The invisible, like 5 of the crew of these invisible servants have been on a watch that will immediately ring alarms if literally anything happens. And you guys know he has not moved in the past day and a half. Like he has woken up, but has just been silent.
I will also be casting my own unseen servant as I'm getting ready for this, so I can
Gotcha.
have him for this interrogation.
I'm gonna prep thaumaturgy.
Prep some thaumaturgy.
I
I'm-
prepped beforehand a quicken spell to
Mhm.
just like on or not quicken spell
Subtle.
glyph.
Oh, glyph.
I glyphed him for a dispel magic on. It's not quite a counter spell, but it's
If
a
he does
dispel
something-
magic if he's doing something with his mouth when we're trying to ask some questions.
A glyph
Can-
dispel that's like on like one of the manacle or shackles, like that's smart. Yeah.
Can I activate my form dread to be immune to the frightened condition? Just like
Yes, you may. Yes. So having that, because this is not yet night. It's actually about now
Bones is
mid-afternoon,
getting
getting
serious.
to the evening. Does anyone else want to prep anything else besides like thaumaturgy or other spells before going down into this?
What spells can I prepare?
I want to make sure that he knows I'm wearing his suit.
Iron it, make it look.
I'm gonna look.
I'm gonna go to Terry and ask if he wants to come with us to the interrogation.
Oh hell yeah! I've only like interrogated twice in my life. Not really good at it, but I don't know. I can look.
Good man.
Terry like. Terry comes out in one of the armor sets of Mr. Incredible.
Yes.
It does not fit him. He's like, I don't know. This looks scary, right?
Yeah.
It's a big old superhero.
Can I cast
Terrifying.
I had a thought.
Terry's. It doesn't look great, but I mean, it's better than just his like normal day clothes.
Can I cast Armor of Agathis to get that extra 10 HP and be like, if he does something, I'm ready?
Yes. Yes, you may.
Got it. So that's, oh wait, I need to also add my Form of Dread temp HP.
Temporary hit points do not stack.
Oh,
unfortunately.
right!
You only get the highest one.
Well,
Alright.
both of them are equal, so it's 10.
Yay.
You guys walk down. In drawing.
I want to also cast some magic stones.
Oh yeah. Have those ready. 3 little pebbles in the jar.
Yeah.
And I will say it's been easy enough. Esmeralda was able to help fix your jar, as well as Phoebus, in that like making sure your crystal is unbroken. Drawing back the black curtains, you see sitting there, tattoos across his chest, arms, and back. Very simple, like diaper-esque, that burlap sack with the legs cut in, staring straight ahead, not looking, to the side as you guys draw the curtain. Dr. Facilier sits, hands spread, mouth guard on.
Are we ready to begin?
Tylee looking shit, man.
I do recommend we keep our
Ty long.
distance.
Ty long.
So let me know when you are ready to begin, and I will send Phil in to prepare the interrogation. Yes. Phil is my unseen servant. I love the name.
Tentacles. Okay.
Yeah, you kind of go. You guys are well and prepared. Like,
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm immediately going to reverse Bardic Inspiration on him.
Okay. So any check he tries to make will have
Is
a
a
minus.
-4.
That's pretty good.
Then I'm gonna walk up and like poke him and cast Bestow Curse and make him have a disadvantage against the saving throw for Zone of Truth.
And he has to -4 to this. Because he gets a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah. So Zone of Truth, that one, and then I'm gonna.
Facilier, so he has advantage. So
But wait, doesn't he also have to
So a flat roll.
makes
so it's a flat roll.
-4.
It's pretty good.
-4.
-4. On a 17, he beats it.
Am I able to cast it again?
Could I give him the help
It's
action?
another level 3. The help action wouldn't really do much as he already is canceling out. It's just a flat roll.
Okay.
Sure, you can. It will spend more, but again, in this day's journey, you have enough. Cool. Go ahead and you can do another cutting words as well before you bestow the curse.
Yeah.
Because it's that
Does the cutting words only?
it's for the next roll he would.
Okay,
make.
perfect.
So if you do another cutting words,
Yeah.
it then will help as well. So if you want.
Oh, just removing another bardic.
I want to also cast Kuotoa Madness
That one's
on
an
him.
8.
8.
Goodness.
Cool. He has this at a disadvantage. The first one was a 15. Second one's an 8. So 8 plus 8 minus 8. He fails.
Yay.
Question:
What
Does
does-
Bane only apply? Can you only do one person, or do you have to do it on multiple?
Up to.
Pretty sure it's up to.
Yes, up to.
So I have
So-
to do up to. Never mind.
No, up to as in
No.
any number of them.
No wait. Has he failed?
Up to
his
3
save?
creatures of your choice. He failed the save though.
Ah.
So which
So, yeah, you can do that.
which ability modifier would you like, Curse?
Next time.
Oh,
If
the
things go here, I'm preparing for life.
for the
Because you choose one ability score, and he can have disadvantage. While cursed, he can have disadvantage on advantage rolls, or while cursed, he must make a wisdom saving throw at the start of his turn. Otherwise, he can't do anything. Or while he's cursed, any attacks and spell damage deal an extra D8.
So I wanted to make it easier for him to fail the zone of truth.
So you could curse then his charisma saving throw.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bane applies. Right.
Cool.
Bane is
So yes, the zone of truth. Are you guys gonna cast that?
Yeah.
Here we go. Charisma saving throw. It's flat. That was a flat 19. And yikes.
Yeah.
On a 31, he's gonna succeed.
Good.
Oh my god.
Charisma is it's smart. It's his strongest buff. So with that disadvantage, it helps with the flat, with his magical resistance.
Yes. I'm gonna cast it again.
Cool.
For as many times as I possibly can in order to try and.
Zone of Truth is level 2. What is your current DC save? Excuse me.
Save DC is 15.
Had a thought to intimidate.
Um,
And then I
Seriously?
still have some minus
We
marks.
We haven't even asked this
to-
guy.
I will say this. Go ahead and use your minus Bardic, and I'll tell you then on this
That's
next
all you
try
need,
if it has
sideways.
succeeded or not. Because that's what's probably going to help you. Is
Because I have two
This,
more
it's
after
gonna
the first
hit
two that I used.
Okay.
So. 5.
fine. On 5 of that, here's where this is then how I'll explain what's about to happen. Because with that, he got a 4 plus 12 to get 16.
Wait a minute.
Minus 5, 11.
Could
He would then burn a legendary resistance.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
What
gosh,
I'm going
he
to
has
do
those.
is this is what happens. This takes an hour of careful magical preparation of using these cutting words, the spells, all of you helping in which way or another. Because he is insanely magical even when he's not moving.
Yeah.
But I will give you, it's like, because eventually, like, statistically, he will fail at one point. But after, burning all his daily resistances, any of these other things that he's just naturally good at, after whatever concentration, he will then fail Zone of Truth.
Yay.
So it's been an hour. And again, Facilier hasn't been looking. Because again, Mike, you've been, like, slowly, like, casting this. All of you are, like, doing magic. He's just been sitting there
I would
for an
recast Unseen
hour,
Servant at this
slowly
point.
blinking every so often, not doing anything. But eventually, the Zone of Truth succeeds. So for the next 10 minutes, he cannot willingly speak a deliberate lie.
Okay.
I did recast Unseen Servant as
Yes.
ritual during that.
Awesome.
But can he choose not to talk?
He could, but
Really?
yeah. Zone of Truth, you know also if you fail, so you could just
Can you cast command
not say
and
anything.
speak?
I don't know.
No.
Dang, I thought they had to respond or something.
Yeah, affected creature is aware of a spell and can avoid answering questions to which it would normally respond with a lie. And such creatures can be evasive with his answers as long as it remains within the boundaries of truth. It's not perfect, but it means whatever he says
It is true.
will be true. Cool. Are you ready to send your unseen servant in?
Are you ready, Mike, to begin your questions?
These are good ones.
Good.
Yes.
Phil, please remove his gag.
Coming in. Gag comes off, slips, and Phil takes it with him out, gives it to you. Phoebus,
Yep.
your unseen servant, placing it in your hands. Facilier.
What's up, diaper baby? Not gonna speak, are ya?
It's nice to know that you're all terrified of me.
I'm not scared of you at all.
Slowly turn. Really?
Yeah.
Spending an hour casting protective spells and magic, all just to talk to little old me.
I cast
How
no
can you trust a
protective
dishonest
spells.
I've dealt with children before. This is just another one of those instances.
How can you trust a dishonest man? Said Bruce.
You see, Facilier just kind of chuckles.
So what you been staring at for a day?
What have you all been doing for a day?
Question with a question. Love it. Can I cast command?
I didn't
Speak, Daggett.
Just speak, child.
Command, you can.
Hey.
Yeah, he'll make a wisdom saving throw.
I want to try and use my last.
I'll say yeah, like one of your last ones to just like,
That's a 7.
yeah,
so-
-7 from this.
And this is.
It's
yeah.
flat, so 9 plus 8 minus 7. Cool. Yeah, he fails. What command do you want to issue?
Answer.
Okay. Waiting for death.
Is death coming for you now?
Death comes for all of us.
Sometimes it can be.
Does it come sooner than later for you?
You see, he gives a little grin. You notice one of his teeth is missing. Just that. He just surprised. Thought death would come sooner for me.
He probably poisoned himself. Did you poison yourself?
No?
Why is your tooth missing?
You tell me. Aren't you the ones that took it? No.
Wait a minute.
No, you get
Is
the
that-
impression.
The dispel.
Dispel magic. He had a false tooth that was set with the spell.
What was in the tooth?
Is it still around?
Just something a little special in case this ever happened. But that's why I'm here.
Cool. Who was that little boy?
Someone you all should be terrified of.
What's his name?
Which one do you want?
All of them.
The most common.
Prince of Darkness, Heir to Death, Varian. See, Facilier he keeps going back to just like a point, not in like any like looking, but you see he is just kind of generally just stopping.
Waiting for death.
Okay.
Death's
So, who is he? The one in charge?
Yes.
Okay.
in charge of what?
Lots of things, man.
Why were you trying to resurrect Mordu and Shanyu?
Could tell you, but you wouldn't believe me.
We've seen weird things. We
Seeing
believe
as you
so
know you're under the
well.
effect of the Zone of Truth spell, I believe we will believe any word that exits your mouth.
Oh, you won't believe this.
What
Speak, good man.
won't we believe?
We're trying to save the world.
What are you trying to save the world from?
Life.
Well, that's stupid.
Elaborate.
What's more messy and ungodly than a bunch of foolish mortals ruining everyone else's chance at happiness? Their chance at a good life, good home. Oh, sure, you get the good ones. You're all good ones, aren't you?
Or
You
there's
all
a
know
monologue
deep in
like
your
this.
hearts that he's. Oh, I'm such a good person.
So, who are the?
Phil, pull out one of his fingernails.
No!
Let him finish.
No,
You
don't
look
do that.
directly at
Don't
Marlin.
pull
I
in
am
your
really tempted to
fingernails.
cast Curse of the Bloated Agony.
You,
Do not hurt him.
one finger out. He doesn't make a sound.
Unfortunate. Usually that works.
shot, brother.
You don't know anything about me.
Don't let him get your head burned.
Oh no! You're the good ones, of course.
Don't let him get your head.
But what about the bad ones? Those that ruin the chances for happiness. Take what should be yours. Rip apart what you care about. Leave you broken, alone, unloved. What about those? We're just helping you out.
Okay, well, who are those people? Who are your associates? Your friends, well, they may not be friends. Who are you working with? Other than
Many people.
The one you mentioned.
What are their names?
You want me to spill my secrets. Oh, it's cute.
Isn't that the goal of an interrogation?
Yes, but also my goal is to walk away without spilling enough that I might not just get struck dumb, blind, and deaf.
Well,
You don't think there's consequences for me talking?
can I see if command has worn off?
I'll let you know. It's definitely worn off by now.
Okay.
The command was just kind of to get him to start talking. Most everything he's doing is of his own volition now. The Zone of Truth is still up. It's only been about a minute.
How hard are the consequences that might befall you?
Believe us.
Why would they want
So
those consequences?
hey guys, he's just talking of his own free will now, so he doesn't like have to answer, so he's just being dumb. But yes, continue.
Yes, but
If he decides to answer.
what consequences might befall you for spilling and why would they fall?
What consequences await both of you for not filling your master's orders?
To my recollection,
Look, this is an interrogation.
Don't
We
let
are
him get
asking
your head burned.
you questions.
You're asking me nothing, fish!
Don't let him get your mind.
I'm the one asking questions. Now, this is what I want to know. What did they promise you? They promised you gold, didn't they? They promised you magic. They promised you a happy little
You
life
want me to
for
enter
each
the
of
cell?
you and your friends.
I'm walking into the cell.
How?
I'm gonna
He
go
doesn't get
sit-
up.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. I'm just gonna go sit across from him. Sit on. Is there like a bench or a bucket I can pull over? Nothing.
Just
I sit on the floor.
because excrement, the unseen servants take away, and like brief food is just put straight. It literally is like this is a solitary confinement
Perfect,
type
yeah.
cell.
I sit on the floor across from him, trying to get to his eye level. I personally don't care what's in the contract. What I want is to achieve my own goals, and that at the current time includes killing one Claude Frook.
Gives a slight gesture of the face, and that twitch of, oh, that's interesting. Man of the law, not following it. Ooh.
It's not technically a law to kill someone who's already dead.
That's not what
Like
he's
how you
referring
think.
to.
Oh, well.
But yes, that is true.
As of right now, the consequences you'll get from us will be much greater than
Probably
the ones
not.
from your patrons. I can
Probably.
assure you. of
I
that.
doubt that.
Not really.
No.
You see, in any worthwhile interrogation, the interrogator must know what they want, why they want it, and what they're going to give in return. We don't hold the power to make demands of him because we don't have anything he fears.
And that, gentleman, is
But-
the game.
But we do.
I got a name. That's all I wanted. So.
But
I
we do
feel
have
like
things
I
that you
won.
fear. We
Guys-
have words with some of your benefactors who may not like to learn of your failure.
And do what?
Just let
Turn me in? To the cops? To the authorities? To your patrons? All pales. You see something flashes across his eyes. Anyone can make an insight check if they would so please.
15.
15.
17.
Okay,
What's my modifier to that?
16.
16.
21.
21.
21?
15.
15. Cool. You all pass. For the first time, the whole conversation, true fear enters his eyes as he says this next line. Hails in the punishment from my failings. None of you scare me. Head kind of rolls back again. He seems to be slowly fading out of this conversation.
I want to not say anything, but kind of just incite him.
Yeah.
He says none of you scare me, but he was terrified of me before.
Go for it.
That was kind of just heat of the moment. Also, David
No.
Jones.
That's
I mean,
what
having
I was referring to.
David Jones is bad, but
Not too. Could I get a help action?
Help. Yeah,
sure, yeah.
I'm also going to stay here and try to get him a word out of this man.
8?
He was afraid, but truly, you think there's only one thing he's afraid of right now. Like, yes, again, it's in the battle and everything. There probably was real, genuine fear. Mike, you even know, again, like in dealing with fear.
Yeah.
As of right now, this man seems to have one fear in his mind.
I'm going to say one thing. Then what have they promised you? Why do you serve under such elaborate flags?
They promised me nothing that I don't already have.
This is clearly a man who has nothing
You
left
see.
to lose.
You guys, does anyone else really want to say anything else?
I'm gonna leave, but I'm gonna sort of just wait until I know they've all left
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay there, just stare at him a bit.
Same here.
How long do you want to
Just
stare?
think. I'm just gonna stay there until someone like significantly notices. Studies show if you stare into someone's eyes for long enough, you fall in love.
Persuasion.
Is it working?
Wow, we just got 12 new viewers.
No!
Man in bondage with
Here's
Ted's
yeah, no, you can stare at him.
You're the one who started.
He's gonna stare back though, and he will then make a check.
He falls deeply, madly in love with you.
You see, Marlin, dark pools of reflection as you see a being who has lost so much that there's not much left to take. Marlin, you see yourself so deep in this person's eyes, that pure, cold, unfeeling. Because at the end of the day, you could put a knife in him right now. He might thank you. And that's what you get. Just starting to stare and keep staring.
I'm going to let out a slight sigh. You know, one reason, the main reason why people choose to follow patrons is because they have some kind of hope. Hope that one day they can get what they want, desperately clawing out, grasping for breath, for anything, any simple thing that can help them with their sanity, keep them alive. But as it turns out, nothing good comes from it. You can think whatever you want of me. But I know we're not so different. Please. If there's anything inside what I see left,
You're still away.
Well, I'm gonna stay a little bit longer. Ask questions.
Doesn't say anything. Just lets you go.
I'm also still there, and I'm like, you probably don't have much time left on the questions.
And what of your sacrifice? Every patron asks one thing of their servant. Me, I've already sacrificed my life, and maybe even more. I feel it slipping every day like sand in an hourglass. What have you sacrificed? What can you give?
Absolutely nothing.
And you're in a corner with no bargain chips. Seems like
When
might
you
be.
make the corners, you dictate where you stand. And with that, the Zone Truth will officially peter out.
I've gotten what I needed.
Like, after he leaves, I, like, quickly walk up to him and I'm like, oh, by the way, after everybody's done talking to you, I'm going to cut off your hands and cut out your tongue so you can't cast another spell. I'm a monster after all. I don't really care. And then I walk out.
As you all leave, he just laughs until you all.
We all go to leave as well. Potentially do that after Arthur is done with him.
Invisible servants, can we just
all of you
gag the man again?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the invisible servant
Lock him
puts
up.
the gag back in. The curtains are. But you just hear that muffled laughter. That.
Can I insight if he's just, like, laughing at me or if he's, like, laughing at him? Just like,
Give me an insight, yeah.
Actually, yeah, same here. Because, take it from my experience, a man laughing when he's in a cage.
That is a 21.
21. I'll give you this. 21. He is laughing at something, a joke you've yet to hear.
What?
This is laughter of something of the future. Not in any relation really to you, of just how he sees everything about to happen.
I want to make one last insight check, just passing by. But could I use my religion modifier for it?
Yeah,
I want to
think,
see if he took anything to heart from my speech.
Right, yeah, you're trying to see in terms of being a warlock, in terms of packs, did this make a difference? Did something click?
16.
You know very certain that nothing passed his eyes, nothing went deeper in that, yeah. He just left it there. Here's what I will say. Phoebus, after a while, you go back down. In looking around, there's no person there. Anything here, you feel invisible things passing through the servants that keep guard, obviously. Phoebus, you're pretty sure you're alone down here now.
Before going down, I would have liked to go to the helm and command all the buddies to not go around his cell or on that block.
Gotcha. Oh, yes. Okay, sure.
So even just paranoia says
What for?
nothing. We'll see. Yeah, I enter. I don't have Phil with me. No
Okay.
invisible servant. I will enter by myself. I will ungag him and sit across from him.
Okay. You can ungag him. What would you do as you ungag? Because again, he's sitting there again, in the manacles. It's just you.
Before I take it off, well, actually, before I ungag him, I'm going to say my piece first.
Okay.
As I stated earlier, I have my own goals, my own personal agenda to fulfill. I don't know what information or power you possess, but I know that I possess at least the keys to your freedom.
see he turns and sits and looks at the ceiling.
I did based.
Bugs
so
Bunny.
based.
Just in that you see he doesn't really give any crease to what you're saying. Just no. Turns. He is now though ungagged and just looking at the ceiling.
You don't want to be let loose, or is that the risk that you are worried? Is your punishment for failure already going to occur? Seeing as you did lose the ring of death.
You see a visible shift in his face. Just oh, you think I'm what? Afraid? Content in my station?
I don't know what to think of you. But I
Okay.
know you are more powerful than me. I know you have access to greater powers than I do. And that's why I'm here. You have something I could need. Whether that's assistance, information, knowledge of things, I don't care. But if I have something I can give you in exchange for that help, I will do it.
You see Facilier, just kind of doesn't regard you again. This has all been like him staring at the ceiling. But he turns. You want what? Power, assistance. And what happens when I tell you to crack a baby's skull? What happens when I tell you to burn down the family's house? When you're commanded to run your sword through that pretty little neck up there, you're not gonna take a deal. You're angry, aren't you? You're scared. Oh, you want Frollo dead. Well, get in line. He's got a list of enemies. You're not gonna have what it takes. Your kind never does.
I sit there across from him.
Cool. Time passes. Good 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15. He's not doing anything. He said his piece to you and is now content. Sorry, a lot of questions from a lot of people, trying to make sure I answer them. Here's what I will say.
I am willing to change to achieve my ends.
You are.
I am willing to do almost anything for this and for anyone else like Frollo. Any of these other bad people that you have told us deserve to be removed. It's a mess, I agree. Esmeralda is everything to me. And she is the only thing I care for.
You ever heard the story about the bright candle? Heard it all the time growing up down in the bayou. Everyone loves candlelight. This little candle wanted to burn. He saw the darkness around him. He saw the darkness of the family. And so he burned. He burned brighter. He took other candles, wax. He burned and burned and burned. And guess what? After he burned all that time, there's nothing left. Darkness came back. Took all the other candles with him. So go ahead and burn, little candle. do our jobs for us. Facilier is not going to say anything now for the rest of the night. Just to get
You were just preached on and dunked on by a villain.
by a villain.
Villains do give the best monologues. We already
Villains
know
got
that.
some of the cool stuff. But
You
yes,
wanna be-
with
you
that
wanna
though,
become a villain, you gotta take a class by
like a
one
half hour
muffin,
out,
muffin on monologue.
anything you would say, Facilier is just going to stare off.
Perfect.
Just to let you know. It is now like 11 o'clock then at night. It's getting much later. And so now that was the 14th day. All of you, again, taking those long rests, regaining spell slots, awake on the 15th. Yes.
When everyone's asleep.
Yes. Everyone will be asleep. Because, again, as long as it takes.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna come out from the shadows. Gonna go in. I'm gonna look at Vasilier and I'm gonna say, "You have one more visitor."
Mouthguard, I assume, would be back on for that.
I immediately take it off. I don't like zones of truth. I prefer the game of lies. You know what I mean? First of all, I'm keeping the suit. I think I look fire. Second of all, you may have just earned yourself a new recruit tonight. Tell me what you guys are up to. And we can get out of here. There's two things that I want. I can settle for either. One, I either want to get rid of my curse, or two, if I can't do that, well, screw it. This world's done nothing for me. These people don't know the first thing about me. Might as well just burn it all to the ground. I had no intention of doing this before I came. I'm so sorry. I genuinely feel bad.
I thought the
Oh, if you didn't
party
do it,
would
I
be a
was gonna do it.
warlock. Turns out.
Facilier doesn't say a word.
Really?
15 minutes pass.
You either start
30.
the game with traumatic backstory, the game becomes your traumatic.
It's about an hour. It's well past midnight.
You live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Well, now you're just acting all high and mighty, thinking that your life's been so much worse than all of ours. Tell me your story, friend. Let's kind of make a ground basis of who we are, if we want to work together. Is he choosing not to talk, right?
Yeah.
Is he not going to do anything?
Another 20 minutes go by. It's now 12:20 in the morning.
Okay. And Nick is going to be like, well, I only do business with people willing to do business. And if you're not willing to do business, have a good night. I leave. And go to my hammock.
Do you put the mouthguard back on?
Yeah, I'll go to put it back on.
You put it back on.
Might as well be responsible, is what I say.
Have a fun morning.
Wait a minute. I only need half.
Facilier lies
All right.
down, closes his eyes. He's gonna go to sleep.
I'm gonna go give the buddies the order to be back on watch.
Back on watch.
And I'm going to take my hammock down to the library, just in case.
Okay.
Wait a minute. I only need half the sleep, so I might be awake during this because for the last day, there are two main things.
Oh, fun fact. Yes, everyone's strength score is back after taking a long rest.
Yes!
So-
Hallelujah!
Everyone's
tired
strength
of having-
score should now be back to normal.
I'm tired of having it -4.
Here's what's gonna happen, gang. Oh, that was fun. 2 people went, I want to go down when no one's around. I'm like, hey, okay. Morning breaks.
Don't get
Except Tiger Lily.
because he must have a plan to get out.
Yeah, we can't offer anything.
Yeah.
As dawn breaks, all of you awakening to reddish skies.
Red skies in the morning. Oh, we should take one.
What now?
Storms are brewing. Old sailor's tale. Red skies in the morning.
It is the 15th day of Mechanic. As you all awaken, you see in the distance growing is Magencia. It's been 3 days.
Is it on fire?
Magencia is not on fire.
Oh, thank Lord.
I will say
Is
this.
ship.
Vasilier still there?
Facility's still there. Anyone can check. He's asleep. Still sleeping. Hasn't moved from where you left him. Mike.
While on the trip, I would have tried sending a message to Mike, Celia, and then also tried to send another one. Yes, Sully. I am Mike.
I
And
was
then
like,
another one
right.
to Rapunzel, just like...
The one
That's
to
my ship.
Sully
Mike and Rapunzel.
fails. The one to Celia is a law based, like Sully said he was coming. It's been a while. Like, I hope you're okay.
Yeah, like, what's up?
You don't receive anything back from Rapunzel.
Gotcha.
You can also just then message me in private if there's other stuff you want to say in those messages, like the
and
actual.
then-
Yeah.
On the topic of early morning stuff, do you think while the morning was quiet, is if I could pray to Adama? Because I'm just gonna be like, we might have visitors, meet a few people, need information. Thought it best to see you in person, find things, but to talk to you now to let you know.
You pray. I will tell you right now, there's no religion check needed. Nothing. It is impossible to pray to Tiadama.
Something's wrong with the ship.
Because she's immortal.
What about Davy Jones?
You could try to Davy Jones.
Yes, it will ever present the living embodiment of chaos.
Right now,
Seen
it is still early in the morning. It's about 8 o'clock now.
The red skies.
The skies are red. And in the distant horizons, beyond Magencia, there is flecks of black in the clouds.
Would this be something that not
There be
I would have
dragons.
nautical knowledge, or is this not nautical knowledge?
No.
Not nautical.
It's not nautical. You'll see.
Is this like
Trust me on this.
I trust you. I trust you.
As you guys fly in, if you want to make a check to Davy Jones, you definitely may. That'll be like a religion charisma based check of that, like trying to reach out to your patron.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else people are doing this morning?
reading through after that prayer, reading through some of Meg's old diaries, realizing that this is the Witch of Neverland.
The Witch of Dizania is very much.
Yeah, like what was she like while sailing?
I got as much sleep as I needed, and then prepped
I didn't read anything.
different spells.
'Kay.
Not for interrogation, but for like in case we encounter something
'Kay.
else.
Sounds
Because we
good.
tend to get in.
You guys tend to get in a lot of trouble every so often, so that's a fair.
Comes
assessment.
with the business of being an adventurer.
Oh my goodness! Let's just take that down.
What's that? The new Where's Waldo game? Where's Phoebus? The new Where's Waldo game.
He's in the
Okay.
captain's quarters.
That map of Dizania pulled up.
I'm
twice.
just looking over the horizon.
Seeing it turn all blood red.
I'm going to talk to Barbosa.
You guys have about a couple hours before you're really in Magencia, especially to get to the Center Kingdom capital.
Nick's been really
Hey.
processing.
Oh.
I guess kind
So
of what he's
that's
thinking
Phoebus.
is just like, I guess evil people are assholes.
Who would have figured?
Who would have figured? Wow, that just sucked.
If you want, you could maybe listen in on this conversation if you want to just.
I'm downstairs.
Okay.
yeah,
You're
Nick,
you're
you're in your
nearby.
hammock by the library.
Yeah.
You're nearby. and could
Yes,
possibly
what would you
overhear
guys like to
Alright.
say?
What if he's right?
About what?
What if Facilier is on the right side?
Yeah, I go up to you guys.
Can someone say my innermost thoughts out loud? No, yeah, you can definitely come up.
He was talking about why do bad things have to happen to good people, and why do bad people have to deserve good things happen to them? I'm starting to think. I just
on the
don't
top
know.
down.
I understand where you're coming from with that concern, for that is the same concern that plagued the Brethren court many a years ago, when they bound Calypso to her human form. They said, well, why are good sailors having misfortune at sea? Why are bad sailors having fortune at sea? We should just put it down to the bare minimums of what a man can do and what a man can't do. But with that, there became the cost.
2 years. I've been trying to find my son for 2 years, and where have it taken me? Nowhere.
So this is happening on the top
I
deck.
finished
Yes.
getting up there. I yelled.
My
I hear it.
patron has
Yeah.
done nothing for me.
Gonna be-
You hear that, Jones?
You do
You've done nothing!
Jones's deals are often 1.5 sided.
I have
Make
every
that to
right
the
mind
top.
to just
Hey!
join them.
I walk up to that ball. I'm like, if you had a face, I'd fucking slap you.
Sorry, I love that. You had a face.
I'm
All
right
right.
down to the court.
Let's talk for a while. You've never told us anything.
If
about
you
yourself.
guys you guys are already too late to the party. I tried to betray you guys last night. He's not gonna listen to you guys. Yeah, I know. I said it. Kick me off if you dare. Shut it.
I understand.
Shut it.
I agree.
Oh, thank you.
I
It's
want to
You're acting like
wait.
you've got all these bad things in your life.
Can I have these two make a charisma saving throw?
Oh, for your yeah. Yeah.
Because I wouldn't.
Is
I
that
don't
the
think you
truth?
got no. I don't think you guys would be willing.
Yeah.
But I'm casting calm emotions
It's yeah.
because I just walk upstairs. Everybody's screaming.
Everyone's
at each
starting to
other.
scream.
I open the captain's quarter doors.
I'm like, okay, guys, please.
Listen.
I'm fine with failing.
Yeah, I'm stepping.
I agree.
I got an 18.
We've
Listen.
all been screwed
listen.
over by a giant
You
magical
passed,
being.
Hey, hey.
Yes.
I understand. I've heard
Promotion
stories.
from
I've
YouTube.
been
You
on
you
the
get
witnessing
calm.
hand.
You fish get
Oh.
Calm
chaos and-
emotions failed on you.
So yeah, I'm just going at it.
I've seen good things happen to bad men. I've seen bad things happen to good men. I've seen it. My flesh rotting from my skin, food turning to ash.
I don't want to hear it.
Hey,
I know, but may I?
Hey, guys. Terry is standing behind. Sorry, you're going through a lot. There's a lot of bells.
Oh.
Do you not hear that? Terry brings us the calm emotion helped to let Terry be able to talk. Because again, everyone was yelling for a while. It's as you all stop, you all hear loud clanging bells everywhere.
The Taco Bell sound.
Church bells, warning bells.
These seem to be bells of alarm
Full
coming
armor on.
from Magencia. Start putting armor on.
Listen, there will be a time for politics, but right
you
now
see-
things seem to be coming to a head.
Marching out of
And for the
Magencia.
sake of choice.
As you guys fly in and start passing over the city, what you see is armies have begun mustering in the west, the northwest, the northeast, and the south bridges, or the southeast, bridges. You're seeing armies are assembling. There doesn't seem to be anything like in the skies, on the ground. These are just a lot of troops mustering as fast as they can.
We get to the capital, turn in Facilier, then we'll focus on this. But while we're going there, if I may, stuff will happen. What's important is what you do because of that stuff.
I'm going to the helm.
Chaos is but a part of life.
Buddies,
And
full
I-
speed ahead.
You full
Keep the
speed
guard.
ahead.
Keep the guard.
I think that was
Um,
assumed. But
Yeah.
Yes, you can keep everything. Here's what I will say.
But listen, it is how you react to those hardships that make you who you are. To take the easy ride.
Nick
way
is
out.
walking away.
Can I-
I'm sorry.
Have you lost your gut? None of you hear this. Marlin, time slows for everyone.
It.
I don't care anymore. Just take me. I got what you wanted.
Take it. We're not done. You think you get out of this? You think that you can have whatever you want? I'll bring your brat back to you. Simple enough. But are you ready for the next price?
Marlin is going to break down in tears.
All again, this is all kind of like in your head, like things moving at like that 50th of a speed. Like Phoebus is barely reaching the helm. Barbossa's like turns you Nick in this talking. Everything.
What do you want?
You are mine. You will do I say. I want something very simple from you, Marlin the fish.
Yes.
I want you to kill Teodalmach. Go with the warlock. If you do this for me, I'll come for your soul after 100 years. No more, no less. And as a show of good faith. Water and magic swirls. You see your son in Davy Jones' hand.
Nemo!
Dad! Gone. How touching.
All right, Jones. I'll play your game.
You shall do so.
You win. Anything else you want? You want me to clean your feet? You want me to swab your deck? I can do it. You want me to kill Facilier? You want me to resurrect all of the ancient warlords?
He is slowly fading into shadow, not saying a word. The last thing you hear as he disappears. This is all I require of a fish. Disappears.
It's all that
As you all,
matters.
everyone's back. It's
Poaching.
actually, it's about day now.
Did you catch that?
Okay.
Did you tell you that?
After I heard,
I'm sorry. You're right.
after
a little
Terry
distracted.
points out the bells,
Yes.
I'm gonna
those
try and
Bring
send
it here, friend.
request sending to Arthur.
He's like the tentacle wrapped
Sending
around
to
you.
Arthur. What would you like to say to Arthur?
Can I tell how far we are away? Like, is it an hour?
And in direction.
About a half hour, it seems. I mean, you are now going full tilt through the kingdom.
Yeah, so like half hour away.
Half hour away.
Have Facilier. Kind of rhymes.
It's a pretty good day. No.
Not a good day.
Nick acting.
How
gay
can we help?
for Facilier?
What's going on?
Yo, Facilier's fine, you know.
Okay.
Stay or leave? Question mark.
You send this off.
Question mark, 2 words.
A
It's 27
question
words.
mark. Question mark.
Spelled out.
The sending you get back from Arthur. Park near tallest tower. Meet me in throne room. We'll discuss further. Bring Facilier.
Facilier
I
knows
relay
it's
this to
5 minutes.
everybody.
Okay. You should probably get your friend. What was his name? Phil.
Phil, the unseen
Yes,
servant.
to help with the guarding of Facilier.
Sure, nice start. I don't have it prepared, so I have to ritual cast it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean,
That's
Ritual
what I'm
cast-
saying. Like
After
do
this half hour,
now.
again,
we have
um,
40 of them.
you do have
We
like
can, but can they come off the ship?
41.
Can they come off the ship?
No, they cannot.
Exactly.
Phil can.
Phil can.
Phil
The
is
part of the
God.
stipulation of the
Yeah,
ship is
you're
these
on
unseen servers
Venus.
are bound to this ship. This is the magic built into it. So yes, Phil could help.
If we took off a plank and carried it.
I go up to Phoenix.
The ship of Theseus. If we make another ship using the same 2 ships.
How are you aware of the drip of Theseus?
The Frankie of Theseus.
I say, how's it going, buddy? Blondie, sorry.
Could be much better.
Well, how will things be going after your girlfriend finds out you tried to betray us? Nick walks off.
Because you had
We're
a bad
day.
We're breaking
That-
down. We're tearing. You're tearing this family apart.
Tearing this family apart!
Terry! Terry would be the one saying that. You're tearing this apart.
After a half
Shelby
hour,
on the phone.
you guys
I'd like to
sail
phone
up
a
to
friend.
the tallest tower, finding, of course, a magically constructed platform, wherein you can dock at the tower. It will bring you in close to what you could assume is the throne room. Upon docking, Phil can help in the transportation facility. That way, literally, he's still bound, cuffed, gagged, but none of you have to physically touch him or do anything. He can be escorted by the unseen servant. As you bring off Facilier onto the platform, what you notice immediately, there are no guards anywhere.
Oh, sweet merciful.
I actually need a quick investigation check. It's a group investigation check to find the throne room, as no one's here to greet you.
18.
18.
18 also.
18.
My good rolls are always on.
It's a group investigation. so
That's a
it doesn't matter.
14.
21!
If I say 18.
It's pretty good.
318.
3 18s.
Nice. Wow.
And a 21.
After a few minutes, you guys find down what seems to be a large entry door.
Anything I can steal?
What you see is entering. There doesn't seem to be a lot of things actually, even in the first place.
Good.
Walking through, there is a throne at the end of the room with a large table in front. This table seems to be in a semicircular fashion, so that chairs can be sat around facing a flat side. You see Arthur sitting with Agatha and Merlin beside. Both of his advisors, Merlin on the right, Agatha on the left. To you guys, so left and then right. Sorry if that makes sense. Are bringing up, you see a map of Desania in front. As Arthur looks at you all, gaunt eyes. Welcome. You brought Facilier?
Yes.
Who is
Phil?
holding Facilier?
Phil.
The unseen servant, Phil, the unseen servant.
While Phoebus and Phil are getting Facilier, can I talk to Esmeralda?
You can. That'll probably be resolved next time.
Okay.
Uh,
Because Nick would be like, don't act on emotion. We'll think this through.
yeah. Yeah, it's not like, hey.
No,
But
just DM her.
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
She's
I'm pretty
watching.
sure out of the viewers right now.
Is she still watching?
Yeah. Here's what you see. Facility's brought forward. Agatha walks up. In your mind, Phoebus, you hear, for now, it is acceptable.
I just give a nod.
As
I cast
apparently-
message back saying, thank you.
Thank you. That's what you get in terms of, probably her, you're not sure maybe what has gone down, but decisions have been made, and you have been approved. You've been approved for your card.
Approved.
What about my curse?
She's not looking at you, Nick.
I'm talking to Arthur.
But you see, Agatha takes Facilier.
Me.
Both disappear.
Denied.
Oh!
Arthur just... Thank you. Money will be given as soon as possible.
We've seen the predicament.
What about my curse, Arthur?
Arthur isn't responding to any. You see he's just zoned into a point on the map, just kind of.
Can I look where he's looking?
He is looking in Fantalda. Fantalda, the group of nations to the northeast. There are many. Zootopia, Maldonia, Corona, Saporia, Arendelle. Athens technically is outside of the seven of what they call the seven kingdoms. Fantalda's the area. He's looking into Fantalda.
Okay.
But you see Arthur just... thank you.
Pointy hat, graybeard. I had a promise. I was promised that my curse would be removed. Can't you do something about it?
You do it.
What do you mean?
It's a personal curse. Figure out how to break your own personal curse.
I can't. Where'd she go?
Well,
I had a promise from the...
Arthur just... Agatha is taking care of the prisoner. We will look into it as best we can. Agatha's curses and powerful magic of times of madness are not something lightly undone. Magically, we will help. He goes back, just...
Is Sarabi in here?
Sarabi's not.
I'm just gonna put my hand like.
Don't touch me.
Okay.
Thank you.
But things, it'll be bleak for a bit, but don't worry. I was stuck
Your
with
Highness,
I
is
was
there
stuck with
anything
my
we can do
flesh
to
rotting
assist?
for a decade.
Is
Only a decade.
What did you learn from Facilier? Arthur is now
Okay,
looking at you all.
Could I roll an insight check to see how kind of like if he's kind of just like
Yeah. Is he, or is he?
Knowing their word, they'll do their best
15.
to end it soon.
Arthur
Don't give
looks
up hope.
stretched beyond belief with stress.
Like, kid
do
should be
I
king.
think
play
that calm
D&D for
emotions
escapism.
would like help at all, or if
He's
have
calm. It's just that very unfortunate. There's so much
so much happening?
that he's.
That's like
It's
D&D
an
for escapism.
unfortunate
I don't
calm.
look back to
Maybe
my
is how
real
we'll put
life.
it. You see, Arthur does just
Tech week.
what
tests,
transpired
responsibilities.
with Facilier.
Okay, so we show up. He's doing a ritual with Hans, not
Bringing
I
back
don't know
the
that.
souls of
Yeah.
the world.
Hans.
Only Phoebus knows.
He was old, kind of explained what he looks like. There was a child there who was technically in charge. This child's name was...
Varian.
Yes. He was there. He was in charge. He took... So, the spell barely got off enough to revive Mordu, but they had no soul energy because we got everybody out. So, Mordu is very weakened. Shanyu did not get a physical form, so he is much weaker than Mordu. And the child disappeared with them before... Then we captured Facilier. We cast Son of Truth, interrogated him. We basically just got the name of the guy who was in charge. They said that they're trying to destroy all life because they want the bad people to have the right to live like everyone else and do whatever they want, but they think that the living people and the good people are stopping everyone else from being able to do so.
They want freedom, but put it under their rules.
Yeah, basically. And so they're trying to eliminate all life.
I feel like I missed something in the interrogation. I interpreted what he said completely differently.
That's what I interpreted.
I did also speak with him after you all had parted as well.
Go for it. That's what I got.
Is a man who's lost everything. Fears nothing to lose. The only fear he has is for whoever gives him his power and is going to punish him for his current failure.
He only had one fear.
However, their goal is to simply destroy everything so that none will be harmed. Because happiness, the bad people, stop happiness from occurring.
Isn't that a bit of a paradox?
And therefore, removing all chances for happiness to occur takes away the problem. As As he said, truthfully, they are trying to save the world through whatever warped means that means.
You see, Arthur has been processing this. Merlin, please put up a bubble. Merlin just nods very quickly. All of you see a chronomantic sphere of blue and pulsating purple energy just crackles in and around you all. You feel everything is the same internally, but you watch as like visage of clock and time appears in the bubble. This seems to be like some sort of time stop. Like basically Merlin has cast something that very much is letting you all have a unmolested, uninterrupted, unobserved conversation. Arthur looks up. You see, you have all done more in a month than most knights can. I say this with solemnity and sincerity due to the current situation we are dealing with in the world. The last I have heard, my official knights have still been working on a situation. It is something that I cannot say, and therefore I cannot tell you.
Of course.
Doing so would sign their death warrants.
Can you draw a picture?
What I will do is offer something better. In exchange for true help, complete amnesty from the crown, and true magical assistance from my advisor. In exchange for complete pardon and help, I would make you all official knights for a task now presented from the kidnapping of Facilier. See, Arthur leans back. You were able not only to prevent dangerous destruction, but the enemy has brought worse. I say this now knowing you can walk away. The attacks on Magencia and henceforth were not done by simple dragon or beast. The god Hades is attacking our world. And last night he has made his most recent move. You see Merlin comes over, starts snapping his fingers. You see, burning from the paper, the dwarven kingdoms in the Horn do not exist. The kingdom of Agrabah has been burned to the ground. And the island kingdom of Corona is now a rock.
Mr. Gibbs.
My current sources tell me that these kingdoms have been destroyed. And most troubling is that the Dwarven Kingdom reports came from a demonic bear entity ripping apart persons and dwarf alike. If Mordu did not have souls, he has them now. These kingdoms are gone. My other sources tell me immediately prophets have begun springing up, heralding in the end times, that the world is in need of a reset, and each of these bears the mark of Hades, preaching that Hades is a god of life and death and can save the world. We know this is not true. So I ask much, but I need help. I need those with true magic to help us now, as we have nothing left. I will blame none of you if you leave. But please. You see the burn marks have faded as those kingdoms do not exist on the map anymore.
Nick steps forward first. He goes, okay, I'm in. I don't want to be one of your damn knights. I'm doing this.
I'm gonna step up afterwards and say, the help of 7 men won't be much.
Nick
But
walks away.
There may
To
be
the back.
ways we can get more help on our way if we can do what we can.
Great King, you have my sword at your aid.
Well, nobody back home is responding, so I got time.
Thank you.
I still don't know.
That's fair.
I'll help as much as I can, but in case anything goes wrong, I don't have a lot of time left. I'm just saying this for the sake of me and the sake of your kingdom.
I say this for the sake of all kingdoms and persons. Failure of these missions means the destruction of the known world. There's not much left if we don't win.
Marlon's going to look down at his aviator goggles given by Launchpad, recalling something that Launchpad said.
It's Duckbird, okay? Duckbird, okay.
As my good friend, Darkwing Duck always said, fight for your friends. They'll help you out in the end. I'm in.
That speech I gave really got through.
Yes.
Arthur, thank you. Merlin has put up this sphere, and thank you, of course, to Esmeralda. She says, amen. Merlin has put up the sphere. This keeps us from any prying eyes and godly. We do not know what the next move is. The dragons have become much more rabid and frequent in their attacks. From my understanding, it was seen that a large blue dragon was with Mordu in the Dwarven Kingdoms, that a large copper dragon was seen in Agrabah, and that a large red dragon was seen in Corona. We know those are not the only ones. Here is my request to you all. Facilier is in chains, but Hades works delicately. I would not be surprised if it is due to this failing that we have seen this attack, but whatever is coming next, we must assume that Hades is working beyond even Facilier now. We need to hunt Mordu and Shan Yu. We need to stop them before they cause more destruction of kingdoms. Currently, all of our armies, save it be the People's Reserve of Magentia, are heading out to defend the kingdoms. We need to find Mordu, Shan Yu, and whoever now Hades has put in charge of this project, shall we say. You say Facilier said they want the death of good people. They want their own free reign. If that is so, we can only assume they are trying to fell more nations. Unfortunately, I believe that the nations they targeted are because the King Doc of the Dwarves was in Sumani at the time, that no one has heard from Sultana Jasmine, and It has been a while since anyone's heard from Rapunzel and the Imagineers.
Oh, I show him. I like pull out the little scroll that I got.
You see a faint ghost of a smile is on Arthur. They're alive. Good.
I sent a message like 2 days ago.
Well, Your Majesty,
It's like a
I know
month
there
and
is
2
lots
days.
of things on your plate,
Well,
especially
it's
lots of
different
greater
than
things than
another.
what this concern may be.
Yes.
And approaching the painting on the table, he puts his finger on Hans. This is one Hans of the Southern Isles who attempted a coup of Arendelle many years ago. He is with your knights. Whatever that means, it means I don't know, but that is him.
I've heard of this man. He tried to murder one of the previous Council Princess members, Queen Elsa. Took it upon himself, tried a coup of the kingdom. Has been missing for several years, but almost before my time. But yes, I've heard of him. I will do my best to pass along this information.
Should I just draw another picture?
If this is a dangerous criminal, we cannot afford. Let me handle it. I will speak with trusted members. That is something else I want to say. You see, he takes his picture of the Imagineers. You may trust, say for now, maybe anyone in this photo.
Question to DM.
Yes.
Is Iago in the photo?
Iago's not. This was a current photo. Of
Okay.
Right before the events
right
of Sunday.
before the events.
Yeah.
Because we were in a time bubble.
Yeah, you guys were in time bubble, and so when it all happened, this is Rapunzel's most up to date of the group.
Okay.
Also, if I may, would it be beneficial to get extra arms in this fight?
No. Trust the people here. Trust yourselves. Trust no one else. We do not know who or what is still out there. So here is now that we have made this accord what I can now more freely speak of. That we are in this bubble. You see, the bubble has just started to barely form small cracks, but still holding. The Imagineers are split. Half of the Imagineers are currently in Tartarus. They are seeking forth some of the great power held by Asmodeus, King and King of the Devils, but not much has been heard from them in months. We also know the other half of the Imagineers have been quested by the gods in seeking out demonic lords. The demonic lords have made holes of hiding in many different kingdoms, which we could assume is part of Hades' plan of the destruction of the world. Currently, last I've heard, they've taken down almost 4. That leaves 5. I also have close personal friends of Snow White, the Oracle, Belle, and Adam, King of France, and a knight they've picked up along the way who they say they can trust, have been traveling in helping with dangers in Sumani. According to them, in Sumani, Hades has enlisted the help of many rich and powerful figures. You see, but we cannot even trust them, as the rich and powerful have been working with Hades in the carefully planned destruction of our economies and close domestic values. Telling you all this as now friends in this fight. After all of this, I must say that there's not much I can give you. I say this with as much sincerity. I can only afford, out of the original 10,000 gold, 2,000. as so much money has now gone to the helping of the now dead people of these 3 kingdoms.
But once all war is said and over, proper tributes will be paid in time, correct?
I just put my hand on Terry's shoulder and I'm like, you can have my share.
Terry just, thank you. I feel like this is a death warrant, but okay.
I mean, you're kind of on the lifeboat right now.
I could just, Terry is just kind of like hyperventilating a little.
So it is in my assumption once all is said and done, proper tributes will be paid in time, correct?
Yes. Yes.
That's all I need to hear.
Your Highness,
When
any piece in which you need to give me, you may withhold for yourself in the aid of the greater picture, as I do not require it.
No. Merlin, you see Merlin pulls out of his robe a giant sack of 2,000 gold coins. Places it down in front of you all, just on like this table. Arthur, no, please. Take this. You will need money for supplies, for anything. If you have the ship of the Imagineers, which is amazing, please, you will need this. This is what we can give right now. Yes.
When you were naming people to trust, is it just the people in this bubble? Are we able to trust the other advisor?
See, Arthur, in half a mode, we can trust Agatha.
Okay, I was about to say, because she showed up like as soon as we came out of this magic time bubble, knew exactly where we were because of something Facilier had.
And
so
asked
if
for
she
a magic
knew-
ring.
Speaking of which, if you do not know, Agatha did take the Ring of Death, which Facilier had in
Yes. Agatha has told me
Okay.
these rings were powerful artifacts that we still don't understand. She has been working with the Oracle and the Oracle's company, these elite knights, to destroy said rings. We are trying to gather them as we
And send them
cannot.
onto a mountain.
We
She just showed up and was like, "Hey, evil ring, give me,"
Oh,
and then
precious.
disappeared. And then she just disappeared after being very rude. So it was kind of like
We've
a
been looking for these rings for a
villain-ish-
while. It was something we needed as soon as possible.
Yes, but
I apologize on Agatha's behalf for.
Oh, don't.
Oh,
There's no need to
fucks.
apologize. She's normally like that.
I just wanted to doubly check that she was safe to trust after that interaction. She didn't seem that way.
You see, the cracks are starting to appear more and more on this bubble, as Merlin just.
Anything else?
Do you think it would be wise to get any leads from Facilier anymore?
Arthur says, "Please leave Facilier to us. I am worried. As far as I understand, when people defy or fail Hades, the worst is to come. At this point, we are probably much rather hiding Facilier here than
He was
keeping him prisoner.
he was supposed to do like a little crunch die thing, but
Or it could have been teleportation.
like he had a tooth and it was like there was a spell and
Yes.
yeah, remove that. Without,
Prosthetic magic is very powerful. The ability to imbue items with magic and put on one's person
Yeah.
without the knowledge
the
of it.
way he
Oh, yes,
he was
especially
explaining it. I
coin
think
the
he was
company,
supposed to
the
like
coin
kill
that's targeting,
himself.
the coin that turns
So
you into this.
that's
Esmeralda
Don't take
takes
coins from strangers.
her share of gold. So yeah, real quick, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus Terry.
Terry's getting his share. So.
Because Jack doesn't get anything.
Of course.
Yes.
Is Jack with us right now?
No, Jack stayed back on the ship. He was asleep last you all saw.
And I'm just
So
still
everyone
not
will get
get your piece of-
333 pieces of gold.
333.
Esmeralda, you say you want to give that back to Arthur. That is perfectly acceptable. Arthur will just let it sit on the table. He's not going to do much. Because it's easy enough. Merlin will help in that like quick division of like smaller sacks, so each of you can take the gold you need. You see, as the bubble is now reaching its zenith of the cracks reaching towards the top,
what should we do first? Do you have any ideas?
I have
Direction, point to point in the
I have a
direction?
proposal. Swing down the bayou up the Black Forest like our original plans. Hit Agrabah, then China.
Unfortunately, we don't know much. I know that Arthur's going to do a little thinking check.
Is there any of Alessandro needs to make a check or piano?
Actually, yeah.
No. So, in terms of asking, like, where should we be and where do you think?
Yeah.
Do
Arthur's
we
gonna
need to
say
hunt down any of those lordy things, or just hunt down Mordu?
you
We're
would
getting the
all
dragons from
die very quickly to a demon lord.
We could at
Um,
least try for the
I
dragons.
only trust the Imagineers with this, and even they say it has been very difficult at
Cool.
times.
Avoid those
um,
guys.
Please, if you see or hear of any demonic lords, avoid them. What I would ask is this: please avoid the dragons as best we can.
Avoid the dragons.
This is something you also must know. The dragons are not under their own control. This is another faucet of Hades' power where he has found a draconic orb from one of the Imagineers' sacred relics, and he's using it to control these dragons. They're not.
Thank you, Barbosa,
They are not. They could be good. So please do that as you will. In terms of where to look, Mordu, while Lord of Scotland, that was his domain, I don't know where he could be. If Shan Yu isn't formed, it's very likely they would be hunting his old body, which could be at the Horn. 6 years ago, when Shan Yu was first defeated there, along with much of the Han army, that was the resting place for a lot of the dead. I would suggest there, if looking beyond that, you could start anywhere. Major kingdoms, major upheaval, we need to start figuring out where they're keeping their armies, where they're starting to plan. We just need information, and we need to stop these much more still powerful persons before they destroy more kingdoms. I could only assume that Mordu would be raising armies, as he did in the past, only to devour and become stronger. Shan Yu probably is trying to enlist the Huns and would try to fell the Great Wall. Again.
I have.
Are there any other ones that we know about that they're going to try to get, or can we just assume?
You see, Arthur is this is all assumption. Last I've heard from my Imagineers, they've recently come out of China. China is okay for now, but again, they were a very fragile city-state for a while. The
As
countries
China does.
of Sumani have been very uneasy as the hunting of Mr. Incredible's armies has become open range down there. It's quite lawless, but things could still be happening. I would say, though, be on the lookout for major cities. Magency right now is under constant watch from Agatha, Merlin, and myself. But Sumani, any of the other 7 kingdoms of Fantalda, even the Bayou or the Dark Forest, anything could be the next target. We don't know.
Well,
Where's the horn?
yeah.
Yes.
That's
The Horn is the largest of the Horn Mountain Range. The Horn, capital T, capital H, is the largest to the northern part,
Old
stretching
Mountain
down
Horn.
almost to nestling in where Arendelle and Saporia would be.
Well, if it's anywhere, might as well just leave it up to luck, right? And
Well,
flip
I
a
wait.
platinum piece
We
onto
need to
the
think,
map.
and I do believe we have allies. In
You want to flip a
certain
platinum
areas.
piece?
Yeah.
All right, let's see here.
I believe
1,
we have
2,
allies in certain
3,
areas.
4,
I
5, 6, 7, 8,
look. Listen here. I know of a source in the bayou.
Cool.
I can get
Go
I
ahead
can
and roll me a
get- I can
d20.
get authority and power in the dark
It's about
forest
20
for
places
us.
it could be.
And likewise, I
use
can sound the
lucky
call in
and,
Neverland,
like,
Neverland
just
or
flat.
China.
Oh,
Those
it's
four
flat. It's already like just a
should
basic
be
luck.
what-
Oh, true.
Yeah, you're just.
Nat 20.
Whoa!
Oh!
Where are they, August?
No, where are they? Where are they?
Hey.
I'll
Come
give.
on, August.
Give us a north, south, east, or west.
No, he flipped it onto the map to see where
Hot,
we should go.
cold.
Oh.
I'll do
That's
this.
fine.
I'm gonna roll a pure religion-based check. See if any
Okay.
gods are helping.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Is Lily saying
Advantage, lucky, right?
Goddess of luck.
is
doesn't
Lily
work with percentile.
Okay.
Yeah.
is Lily just looking down like screw it, he gets it this once. One of those 4.
This is just a way to make a decision.
Exactly.
Like, I don't want to be.
Well, already I'm
talking
like,
about
we
where
got
to
4
go.
options that'll be very beneficial to us. Neverland, China, Dark
One of
Forest,
the
or Biden.
only cities not to fall out of these major. I mean, Agrabah was huge.
Yeah.
And if Shan Yu could be going towards China, Nick, maybe your flip is a little more southward, as it seems to clank around and land on Sumani.
Works for me, Sumani it is.
There was.
Nick walks out.
Yes. You,
That's-
as you walk outside the bubble, all of you watch Nick takes a step, vroom, and is basically frozen in time.
Never mind. It's kind of
okay,
awkward.
You leave, because for you, you step outside the bubble, everything's great. But all of you see the second something passes by the bubble, time stops.
Oh.
I still propose one of those for
Um,
Dark Forest, Bayou, Neverland, China. Those 4 gives us an advantage. That's how could help be used for.
Advantages are good. However, I would like. He just looks down at the platinum piece laying on the map. That was just a personal roll.
Good night,
Does not
chat.
affect anything.
Sorry, some people in chat are leaving. They say good
I
night.
love you.
Au revoir!
Au revoir.
C'est bonne nuit!
I
Gives me my bad mouth.
Oh.
well.
Study
Dick
show.
Wild.
Stare someone's eyes for long enough.
Why did you say that
Nick
with your
be wild
testicles
and-
open?
What are you thinking?
No one should ever discount the blessings of Providence.
Fair enough.
As he picks up the platinum piece,
If I
puts it in the stack Esmeralda left for Arthur.
if I may, on our way out, we do a swing by. We hit Sumani City, do what we can there, then to the Orc Realm, Bayou, Dark Forest, Neverland, China, and do a ring around.
Let it be so.
Start doing a ring around?
Starting with Sumani, going clockwise around the continent, ending up in China.
Around the
Ashes, ashes, they all fall down.
Around the world,
Featherfall!
the
Here's-
world,
don't-
Problem
Here's
solved.
what we're gonna do. As Merlin will yeah, not too long after, because Nick, you turn around, suddenly everyone.
I'm
It's that
just
weird like
walking.
little disconnect where maybe
Yeah.
some people like shifted like to the left, so it
It's
looks
like
people,
the inconsistencies in like movies
Ah.
when they
Lag.
switch.
like yeah,
shots.
bad cutting of a movie.
Yeah.
Um,
Lag.
Or like when Judy Cortez steps off the
yo,
soundstage.
the
in
ping is
Spy
really
Kids
bad
3.
on this server.
Game
Can we
over.
get a different campaign server?
I was young. I didn't notice.
I was young. We were free.
I'm not the
Um,
guy. Go.
I was happy.
Phoebus, you see Esmeralda is just staring at Sumani, and a tear is rolling down her face.
I'm gonna put my hand on her shoulder. We'll be stopping by home first.
You see, she does just to you, Phoebus. That she would also like to get to Corona then soon, just to help or see what's going on there. As this is all happening, it ends. You see, now. I will make good on my promise. We'll start. If you, he gestures to you for, could step outside in the hall. If you would stay.
I like point at the picture one last time and I'm like, you're handling. I don't need to send.
We'll see what they find down in Tartarus.
Hey. I am from the 3rd level.
this Arthur just slowly.
Maybe I could tell them to hit up my buddy.
We shall see what we can do.
I say as I walk.
Nick comes in. Nick is fully disassociated himself by now. He grabs a chair, props up his legs on the map. He's like, "What can I do for you, boss man?"
As Merlin kind of like gently in that little escort
Yeah,
closes the door behind you guys, Merlin turns around. Arthur looks at you, Nick. We'll see, because he's gonna get to you next. Arthur makes you on promise. I mean, yeah, he doesn't have a lot of gold. He's gonna do this. He is calling in Agatha.
It's when Agatha all along.
Tell me more, tell me
She's
more.
wearing the
Did
ring
you
of
get
death, the
very
persistent
far?
kind of power would kill on
Did
our
you
death.
get-
Slip her up. You probably do it
We
on
met
me.
on Tinder. That's it.
This is gasp. Says chat. Nick, Arthur just Agatha. You see next to him, Agatha, robe of greens again, just very like scatter dirty, hair and frismal. Yes, of course.
Oh, hey.
You!
Welcome to the party.
Shut up! Cast silence. Arthur immediately. Agatha. She looked. Silence. Go. Arthur. My apologies.
No, she's used to being able to do whatever she wants. I understand.
While I apologize for her behavior, I would ask you treat my advisors with respect.
Nick sits forward,
Thank you.
looks at Agatha, he says, "Why would you do this to me? You don't know my life? Why I was there? You just cursed some random kid?
You see,
That's called entrapment, you know? When you were just waiting for me to do that so you could curse me. That's entrapment. And I was a kid. This is ridiculous.
Agatha's just looking at you, not saying much, but she.
What do you want from me? The poem you gave me doesn't make any sense. I've written it down many times. It's all I hear in my head. It doesn't make any sense. I say, Nick recites it. Your eyes would never again see balance until your heart achieved its balance. My eyes see just fine. My heart feels fine. I can balance really well. But I assume it's meant to be taken in a more metaphysical stance. So balance as in inner peace. So I'm supposed to find inner peace when I'm constantly surrounded by people that constantly think the worst of me. I think the worst of me. Everyone in my life has always thought the worst of me. Where's my balance? How do you achieve balance? It doesn't make any sense. It's impossible.
You see, Arthur's been listening. You see, just Agatha. Is there any way that you can undo this curse? See, Agatha, she's been kind of watching this whole time. You see, she's just like letting you speak. No. My curses are predicated upon what all magic is, balance. The natural order, the give and take. For each curse, there must also be a resolution.
What? What do you mean?
I gave you your resolution, Nicholas Wilde.
What do you mean resolution?
You see, I trapped nothing. I tricked no one. I gave choices. I seek out those. I give them what they can find and how they can become better.
Alright, I forget she's on the good side. I had nothing. Everything's been taken from me all my life. Nothing's been given to me.
And in return for always being taken, you what? You feel you're justified? You feel you're earned?
You feel justified in trapping me and cursing me?
I do the will of the arcane.
What? The arcane? You look at storm clouds and they tell you what to do? You're
Yes,
crazy!
they do, Nicholas!
Oh my gosh, she really is crazy.
You think fate is all set and predetermined, and you also think fate is nothing, that there is no higher laws. Your fate was decreed from the moment you stole from me, from everyone you have. Your lying and swindling have brought discord to only you. I have seen my magic work. I have seen how it can work. You must resolve this. I have merely enacted what magic would have been. Shown an outward appearance of what must be balanced within you.
Okay. I'll not steal from anyone anymore. How does that sound?
You think this is stealing? You think this is a game? You try to create friendships, and yet you go and make pacts with warlocks. You try and do what's good, and then you turn around and take with giving nothing back. You have no balance. You have no center. You have no morality. If I were to divine the magic within you, if any magician worth anything were to divine magic within you, they would find chaos. And not chaos in the sense of absence of order. Chaos within order.
Nick's eyes have kind of like glazed over.
Yeah. You see, Arthur's been like very just like watching back and forth. You see just... She gave you a poem. What was that poem? If you wouldn't mind reading it one more time for me.
Eyes would never again see balance until the heart has received its balance. I don't know what that means.
You see Arthur just very slowly, just in that very like, hey, slow and say, I don't understand what it could mean either. But I do know. You see, he kind of looks at Agatha, just silent, but then of someone who has literally worked through this same cursing before.
Yeah, Adam.
Yes, you see, he pulls out a scroll and everything. I do not know. It sounds like members of your party pointing towards the door have access to sending. I would entreat him then also of how to break this curse. He has gone through it. He understands this. I will say honestly that I do not approve of Agatha's methods. You see, Agatha doesn't respond. She just kind of is keep looking at you. He's like, but I will say, having studied with her and Merlin, that there is true discordance to souls and magic with persons. That if there was something within you, it could have gotten worse. That Agatha does not choose randomly persons in attempts to harm or molest them, only to try to bring about good in the end. I completely agree to your hardship. That is something no one should have gone through. So, write to Adam. I will have Agatha also draw up known methods of countering curses and spells, because there will be a way.
I like that plan.
You see, Agatha doesn't say much. She actually just nods without speaking. You see, then she pulls out of her coat, like some scroll stuff, starts immediately scribbling down some stuff.
Looking back on it, I definitely see myself being a great ally to Hades. So it makes sense why you would curse the 14-year-old kid that would take over the world and help Hades destroy the world.
You see Agatha as she's writing, or save it.
Listen. There was never a chance for me to be good. There wasn't.
You see, she finishes writing down quickly in the scroll. Now there is. Hands you the scroll. She and Arthur both at the same time give you. One scroll has like a green ribbon from Agatha, the other one from Arthur, just with a quill. Arthur, if you wouldn't mind sending in your fish friend Marlin, I'll speak to him next. Please keep in contact. Please reach out to Adam as he knows. I agree with Agatha though that you can be a hero.
Thanks, boss.
Um,
Nick gets up. He walks out. He goes, "All right, Fins, you're up."
Thank you.
Don't take too long, laddie.
and those of Agatha, just so you know, it is a list of ingredients one can get for spells like removing curse, like higher forms of identify, things that might help in understanding more about like some of the qualities, because even she, basically in these notes from Agatha, even she doesn't know exactly what
I'll
could
try my
be
best.
the key, whether it is a spell, whether it is an action, as is different. But you now have this path for you.
Can I talk to Phoebus really quick?
Yes, you can. As you're getting out.
And actually, everybody, or well, Marlon leaves.
Oh.
If you want.
You could always relate.
You could
back
wait for a
later.
second. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, sure.
Nick goes, "I'm sorry.
For what?
Well, I've been lying pretty much this entire trip."
So? People lie every once in a while. Sometimes they lie.
I think he has more to say. Thanks. Until I was about 10, I had a very abusive father. Luckily, one day he disappeared, didn't come back. And then, one day when I was about 12, my loving mother, who had finally kind of fixed herself, got sick. It was really fast. It was 2 days. She was gone. 2 years later, I'm in an orphanage. There's this old lady. I help her back to her cabin, get her purse, and then she curses me to be what I am, I guess. So I didn't tell you that earlier. But that's my story. And, I don't know what the rest of it's gonna be.
you see
I guess you can write that yourself.
Terry comes over actually. Just, hey, I punched you in the gut. One of my friends, tried to hit you with darts.
I still have them, by the way.
Yeah. They're pretty good. Keep hold.
I will.
You have every right under the Thieves Guild to kill me, and you didn't. Whatever that bitch in there did to you, that isn't you, man.
To that.
You're a good guy. It's clear that you're good, and hey, we're here for you.
Damn it, why you guys gotta hit me with those cheesy Disney lines?
This is a Disney world.
That's
You
Nick.
must accept it, laddie.
Ugh. Y'all are embarrassing. Nick leaves.
So I was like,
Well, I guess it's
It'll be
your-
filled with love.
yeah, my
We'll have kindness and you accept it.
Oh no!
They take
Let the light open the door of darkness to your heart.
What cheesy line was that?
We believe in you. You just hear that as you walk away. But yeah, Nick, you having these scrolls now, having for the first time in years, it's not the scrolls, it's not the physical paperwork. You've looked into magic before. You really think you have true friends who could help you out here.
That's a first.
It's a first.
Friendship, the real One Piece.
The power of friendship.
It's funny because I'm a pirate.
Here's what I will say. Here's what we do. Marlon, you roll in.
Don't take all the
You
fun out of
see-
the old man for me.
Arthur sitting here. You see he's sitting like not at his store anymore. He's come around, when talking with Agatha. As he yes,
Hello.
Marlon.
That must have been some stressful meeting.
I made a promise to you all to help you all as I can. How will I help you, sir?
I've had a son. he was everything to me. And he was the one thing in my life that I had before everything went crazy. I did everything in my power to get him back. Time and time again, I traveled across the entire ocean. But turns out I couldn't travel between ethereal planes. I'm only a fish after all.
Arthur gives that half smile.
Mm.
You've done more than any parent ever could.
Thank you. But now I think I've, for lack of a better term, no pun intended, I think I've entered some deep water. I tried to do everything in my power to bring the soul of my lost son back, and I took a dark path through the power of Davy Jones. And I don't understand what he wants. Everything I try to do for him, I've come to realize is for his own personal gain. And I wasn't there to realize that I had good friends around me this whole time. And I think I'm ready to accept the fact that he's not coming back. If there's no way you can get him back, I completely understand. But I'm not going to kill anymore just to get something I've lost.
You see, Arthur has knelt down on the stone by you. Marlon, I didn't get to grow up with a parent. As far as I know, my parents died before, well, I could know them. I was hidden away. According to the oracle and other divine sayings, it was for these moments. Death is powerful. But it is not permanent.
That's what I've come to hear over the years.
Look at your skelly buddy in the corner.
You see, you see Agatha isn't doing. Merlin has walked up closer. Your son was an innocent child, correct?
Well, yeah, he did misobey me a couple of times, but I do believe he did. He was innocent.
You sorry, Earth's gonna, yeah. The gods have been very unrelenting recently with the bounds of life and death. But in the past 24 hours, it would be, I hope, a proper assumption that they're not looking for the soul of the fish.
I was afraid of that.
I will say this. This is a choice that Arthur is going to give you a choice, Merlin. This is something that will be done in the hallway, as like we're doing, but actually no one else can hear. So if you would like to join me.
Do I need to bring any dice?
No. This is
Okay.
this is just something you get to choose in character.
Okay. You guys can role play.
You can.
Well, I believe our course is to head south to Sumani City, then York Realm, pass by France, Germany, Scotland, England, midway high. Oh.
I'll be Esmeralda. Honey!
might, I suggest the bayou would be our stop after that, as my patron has many eyes, being a physical embodiment of chaos in the sea. Maybe she would side with us.
Perhaps.
As these forces seem to be taking away free will for their own. They call it chaos, but it is but their saying. True chaos must come from a balance. No one side should have to say over the other. So, I believe we should head to the bayou. I could seek to barter with her, and if her demands are of my fears, we'll need to go to the back forest and then Neverland or China after that is. She might want to be freed.
I'm just sitting there drawing a picture.
Just like drawing a picture of like very deep political discourse with you pulling a thumbs up.
So
I
I will
guess-
say Shelby just texted her back. She's just sitting. Esmeralda sitting in the corner,
Yeah.
just pondering.
That was one thing that I did forget to say was Nick apologized for throwing you under the bus. He also tried to betray you guys.
Honestly,
That was
really
that was
throw much
part of
under
the
bus.
that was my lead into the sorry I lied and then I forgot about it.
Yeah.
I am personally at a loss for planning.
Nick's not there right now.
Right, but
I'm at a loss for myself of what I desire, what I seek. I had content. I was content for the longest time. And then I was angry. And then I had purpose and drive. And now I question that purpose and drive.
careful of that drive, boy. Are you okay if I call you boy?
I personally
I don't think
do not
anyone-
care.
Your friend, I point this way. I should be more careful with my naming, but be careful of this drive. For I had the same thing. I thought I knew what I wanted, treasure and adventure, and it all fell from my fingers. His flesh withered away, food turned to ash. I only had a new drive, to be free of whatever undeath would bring this. See to it that this drive doesn't bring you to your true death like it did mine. Of course, there is always the chance of, well, as you see, I'm not dead. But that chance is 1 in a million. I was fortunate enough that I had freed the Lady Teodama, well, not really freed, more like saved the Lady Teodama from her own secondary imprisonment from Ilha de Muerta, so that she owed me a favor, and so I came back. Which is why I fear of her demands if we go to the bayou. I've been scraping by scotch-free, getting these powers of going back to that horrid, ever-hungering state. What more would she take? What more would she request?
I'm not certain. And if it's any consolation, what I have come to realize and decided within myself is each of you that are here with us, all of you that we have traveled with and journeyed together, I would die for any of you.
And I likewise. That's the thing Jack doesn't understand. He still assumes my mutiny was of my own regard. But you see, you are a good man. Not just of the law, but of your own heart. That, as a captain, you are not but serving of your own, but you are serving under the crew. Or serving for the crew's wishes, the crew's desires. Jack can't see past that I was acting on the crew's behalf. But I see that you can. That you can sense the crew's wishes that we all wish to do our best in this massive stage and whatever great performance we are a part of.
Phoebus is just holding Esmeralda's hand now as she sits in contemplation. And then he's gonna go off and find Nick.
Likewise, I'm just over preparing my flintlock as I'm like, I don't care that I use the magic.
I am
It's always
in
fun.
the crow's nest.
Alright, I you going to make me climb up there to get you?
No.
Thank you.
Nick climbs down.
Sending
He's
spell.
spunky again. He's like gets back down, sits down. He's like, "What's up?"
Oh yeah, Mike.
I can say stuff after session though, right?
Yeah, you can.
That'll come
Oh yeah,
later.
Mike.
On stream though, anything.
Uh-oh, this is serious.
Oh, do we continue?
Do you want us to continue with what we were doing and then...
Here's what we'll
Okay.
do. You guys don't hear anything from inside the room.
Alright.
After a moment, everyone but Marlon can make me just a perception check.
Oh, perception. I'm actually really good at perception.
Is any of these
We're at
rules
the
going to be
ship.
Box of Doom?
No.
We're at the ship.
Yeah, he
Oh,
went to the
yes.
ship and I went over to...
In
talk
which
to him.
case, no, you went. Only people who might be like by the door, like
Dirty
that.
20.
Dirty 20. Okay.
Oh, but Marlon.
Oh yeah, because you're inside.
You're
you see what we talked about. Oh, you're getting that pulled up. Oh,
You could use the...
Terry would probably be on here.
I rolled. I gotta figure out what
Yeah.
my mods are.
Yeah, nat 20.
Yeah. Terry sees all. Is a god in that way.
Terry sees
Yeah,
all.
Terry
it's
is the,
Terry.
Terry
short
is
for
the
Thor.
Watcher from Marvel confirmed.
Terry sees, perceive.
Actually, that's amazing. That only,
He's
like,
not here right now. You
For
can't
Terry.
make that joke.
21.
21. On 2020, Barbosa and Mike. The door, for the briefest of moments, had a flash of bluish purple arcane light. Very similar, I will say. You know, it's enough getting then passing those passive insights of the same light when Arthur put you all in that bubble to talk. The door opens, and you see, walking out, Arthur, Merlin, and Morgana. Merlin and Morgana, you see, look quite drained.
Is this Persona 5 or is it Agatha?
You see,
He's in
as sorry, she also goes by Morgana. It's
was
a
like,
thing
wait,
for me to
Same
remember.
person.
Same person.
I was like, hold on.
Same board.
As Arthur sees you two, kind of nods. We wish you all luck. Nods. Stepping to the left, you see Marlin rolling with the crystal ball inside, with another small fish inside. You see this fish and Marlin are just hugging as best you can. With that, Arthur just, we have much to accomplish. I wish you all luck.
Weren't you knighting us?
Do your best. Agatha and Merlin close the door. That is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Alright.
So
Head
if
over
he
to-
is knighting us, can I just have
Thank
the title
you all.
privateer?
Thank you all for
That's my
playing.
fault.
Thank you all for watching. We will see you all next time.
Yay.
Bye-bye.
Vincent,
I love ya.
Bye.